Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media Sports or Blue Clouds Media. My name is Nate Zion. So it's nice to be here. I welcome everyone here that will join us live and the sports discussion, the only sports that bring you the only channel that brings you the update on sports, on ongoing live sports activities. We are back. We are live again. We're streaming live on YouTube, and we have a lot of discussions, a lot to go on. A lot is going on in regards to Chelsea Football Club, and you guys watched the game on Sunday, and I know lots of Chelsea fans are not happy, and they're waiting for a news, which I find it very difficult that that news will happen soon. But then I still hope that Chelsea fans will still support. I know it's gonna be very upsetting and very annoying to go to even use the word support the process where there's no process. They don't see anything to be able to support. But yes, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of Sunday's game, which is Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. We'll look into that game very, very well. And then I know everyone is Chelsea out. A lot of you guys are Chelsea out, but then calm down a little bit, guys. Calm down. We will get into it. Chemo said Potter out, and also Lord also. Big up to you, Lord, and big up to you, Chemo. Yes. I know where you guys all stand. But yeah, today we have a lot of news that we're gonna digest. Now come back to the comment section below. As has been said, Chelsea owners continue to back Graham Potter, but there is a new growing feeling that the next two games will make a break for him. It is not just the owners' fate; it's supporters are also angry, which Potter could be uh, uh could be just walking on a very very thin ice at this moment. He has two games to be able to prove himself. Potter has two games to be able to prove himself and tell people what he's made of. So if he's not able to go across that hurdle within that two games, definitely Potter will see. We might see Potter going out of the door. So that is what we have, and regards Potter issues. Like I said, we still have lots of news that we will get into in regards to Graham Potter. We will get into, like I said, we'll get into the nitty gritty of everything here. For now, and also, yeah, like I said, I've been joined here by a special guest, and I'll introduce my special guest to you guys later. He also have a concern. He's got a lot to talk about in regards to Chelsea Football Club and also Graham Potter as the manager in the whole. So yes, we'll be talking about the petition to sack Graham Potter, Jimmy Floyd Hasselberg on Thiago Silva, Chelsea poor form in terms of goal drought, scoring performances, and all that. Chelsea to sack Potter, which is trending all over, and also Potter getting death threat. We will look into that. Is it really necessary for fans to go to that extent in the form of threatening a wonderful a coach in that manner? So yes, we'll look into that. It's not a good thing with death threat. Gary Neville also urges Chelsea to stick with Graham Potter. I know where Gary Neville stands. Potter for 3 Lions managerial post. We're looking at Enzo Fernandez request for fans to trust in Graham Potter. This is coming from Enzo Fernandez and the team. Joao Felix, difference between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. Joao Felix expressed his difference between Atletico Madrid and Chelsea at this moment and how he's finding life Chelsea, and also what Hudson-Odoi has said about Chelsea Football Club. Manchester United, Carabao Cup. Also, we saw United winning another trophy under Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag, within that short period of time, he's performing magic. And I don't want people to compare the situation at Arsenal and the situation at Chelsea at this moment. It's a far different scenario because we know what Graham Potter is working with, and we know what Arsenal is also working with. Also, Manchester United, yes, a transfer, and also we have some transfer news we can talk about in regards to Chelsea Football Club, Conor Gallagher to Newcastle United, Lautaro Martinez to Premier League. Which Premier League side is it going to? We don't know yet, but we'll get into it. Andrew Santos update, another club interested in Andrew Santos. So, guys, this is what we have on the table. We got 14 of us watching at this moment. I know the numbers will be growing and growing soon because we just We just hit the like button. We've spent just 5 minutes. So yes, big up to Kim Soul, Kimo, Lord, Lord, big up to you. I123, Kimo, and then Skylar. United already back in training after winning trophy. Wow, Potter with 2 wins in 16 is giving 3 days break. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. That's a lot to soak in. So yes, whilst I'm here, I'm not here alone. I'm being joined by a very strong Chelsea supporter, and he has a lot to say in regards to Chelsea. Andrew, welcome back to the stream, brother.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I know you are frustrated somehow. I'm sure you are. What's going on with Chelsea? Tell me.
Well, where do you want me to start? It's absolutely embarrassing, appalling, disgraceful, and it's just terrible. It's terrible from top to bottom. To be fair.
Okay, so start from the button and let's work our way up to the top.
So I think we've got to start with Potter, haven't we? We've got
Definitely.
to. Everyone keeps telling me, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process, and I'm really trying with it. But you tell me when you watch Chelsea Football Club, you tell me the process because I don't know it.
I agree with you 100%. People say keep trusting the process. I saw a little bit of glimpses of Graham Potter and Chelsea game against Borussia Dortmund, and I think maybe there could be consistency. There'll be consistency right after that game, and then we saw how shambolic Chelsea were playing against Southampton, another relegation team, and we couldn't keep that consistency. Then we went on again, played Tottenham Hotspur, and this is what happened again. A lot of people say Chelsea we're going to lose, but I still have that faith. I believe that Potter could still turn things around. He could be a hero if he was able to win against Tottenham, but then it didn't go that way. Where do we see Potter? Are you still holding on to Potter?
I was until Southampton. That was a big turning point for me, the Southampton game, because I had this debate with somebody on the night of the Champions League. He made a really good point to me. He said, do you think that was Potter's tactics, or do you think it was just one of the very rare occasions that the players decided to turn up that night? Because on that particular night, there wasn't any real tactics. We never pressed high up the pitch. We didn't really keep the ball very well in the first half. Second half, a lot better. But first half, we weren't really keeping the ball. We weren't playing with any consistency, any patterns of play. Are we going out wide with the ball? Are we trying to go through the middle? Are we doing little 1-2s in the middle to try and get through? There wasn't any of that in the first half. It was only in the second half where I think Borussia Dortmund sat back a little bit, and then we sort of got more and more of the ball. And I think it looked a lot better to us when I think that was Dortmund's tactic to try and hit us on the counter-attack. Because I think they tried in the first half to take the game to us, and we were quite comfortable defending them. And then second half, they thought, right, we're going to try and hit them on the break, let them have the ball. And I thought it was more of that rather than Potter's tactics that day.
Okay. Yeah, just like I said, in every game that we play, we haven't seen a consistent game that Potter have really, him and his boys have really started from the first blast of the whistle, played the same rhythm, the same tempo to the end. And I listened to what Potter said right after the game, not the press conference, but then I think there was an interview before he had his press conference, and he said there was no time and for him to change things after the injury of Thiago Silva. And people are also saying, look, what do you expect? Thiago Silva is out. And I was like, look, if you have a pattern of play, if you have a style of play, no matter even if your key player is not there, the others will follow that same route and then play to your style. But then you can look at Pep Guardiola. I know I'm not trying to compare Pep Guardiola to Graham Potter. I'm not doing that. But when City play, when Arsenal plays, when other teams play, even let's say Brighton, Potter is not there at this moment, but Brighton are even playing much better. Roberto De Zerbi has even got the team playing much more better than when they were under Graham Potter. You get what I'm saying? But when the guys are playing, you can see that there's a pattern, there's a style at which they follow. You get what I'm saying? So to me myself, I don't see the way forward. I don't see the style of play, which I've seen some in some games, but then it's not consistency, which means that it's not there, and the players are also frustrated, in my opinion. Not sure what about what you're saying in regards to that.
And you see, I've got 3 big points regarding patterns of playing football. So by no means, I'm not a manager, I'm not an expert at it, but every Chelsea fan will tell you that our biggest strength probably is we've probably got it's up there in the top 5, both of them, when they're playing well, the 2 best wing backs in the world. Chilwell and Reece James, when they are on it, they are very, very dangerous and a massive threat. So if we've got that threat, why not play to their strengths? If they're our outlet and they're the ones who create all our chances, why not go to 3 at the back and use them as wing backs so they are further forward and more offensive? I think that's where we lost the game yesterday, is because Tottenham's wing backs dictated the game and our 2 fullbacks couldn't really get forward. The second thing is, there's like, you've got certain managers' a style of play. Over the years, we've had some fantastic managers. For example, Tuchel was more of a defensive manager, but when he got possession of the game and we'd earned the right to play football, he used to press high up the pitch. I don't see that with Graham Potter, which is fair enough. If you're not a pressing team, that's no problem. And then it's like, what sort of manager are you? Do you like to keep the ball? Because we're certainly not very good at that either. We're not great at keeping the ball, nowhere near as good as what we were 2, 3, 4 years ago. And that's nothing to do with him. That's the players that he's got. If he wanted to be that sort of team, a possession-based team, why get rid of Jorginho? Probably one of the best midfielders in the world at keeping the ball. If that's the case and you want to be a passing side, you keep somebody like Jorginho. Okay. He didn't. He's let him go, which is fair enough. No problem if that's the way he wants to play. So then I'm looking at what sort of team are we? What do we do? Where is our strength and where's our weaknesses? It just feels like now we have got no strengths. Our 2 strengths are the wing backs, and he's not using them. We used to be a really good passing side with Kovacic and Jorginho, very good on the ball, very good at dictating play. None of them. Jorginho's gone and Kovacic doesn't play. Whether that's he's not being picked or he's injured, I don't know. So we're not really a passing side. And then if he wants to go direct, unfortunately, when you've got someone like Kai Havertz up front, you cannot go direct because he cannot hold the ball up. So I think that's where we struggle. And then my third point is, you're never, ever going to get consistency if you keep changing 6 and 7 players every single game. You're just not. Because the only 2 players that I think played 3 or 4 games on the trot were the 2 centre-halves, which were quite rightly, they were playing really well. But everywhere else, it just seems to, I'm going to change him there, I'm going to change him there. They're never going to be able to click if you don't play them.
100%, I agree with you, my brother. I agree with you 100%. We're going to get into it and see some of these problems in terms of goal scoring, attacking. Who is Potter's really reliable player? We know Aubameyang, he has problems with Aubameyang, and that's why Aubameyang is not playing. But then at this moment, you could tell that up front, the attackers are not scoring. Would it still be, would I say stubborn? Is that the right way to use and put Aubameyang on the bench whilst you really need a striker in terms of just like we had against Tottenham on Sunday? He brought him very late. What's Aubameyang going to do when it's that late?
I heard something about 2 weeks ago that frightened me a little bit. It was, this isn't Potter's choice to not play Aubameyang. It's come from the board. Now, that scared me a little bit because it's like, so who's picking the team? Is it the board or is it the manager? Because if it's the board picking the team, let us know, and then we can let our frustrations out on them rather than it being led to one man all the time. If it's not Potter's decision, it's only what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but the whole Champions League where he got left out, I heard it was a board decision to leave him out of the Champions League squad. Then, unfortunately, I know these owners are quite new to football, and I get it, and I understand, but they should not be getting involved in that.
That's right. Who is in charge? Is it the board or is it the coach? and that affects his job as well. It makes things more difficult for him if
Exactly. Yeah.
what
I agree.
the rumors you're hearing is true. And I understand 100%. Big up to Scala United, and big up to everyone that is just joining here. Sean Newland, big up to you. So yes, whilst we're going through, I'll read a few comments here, and I'll come back to my brother. I'll come back to you real quick. So yeah, this is Lord. I think I've read some of these comments. Lord said, Bolly has to take some responsibility, which I agree with you. He has to, because where things are going, I mean, like I said, I have hope, and I want Potter to turn things around. But where things are going, the next game, if we don't win it, it's gonna be very, very ugly on the league table. Very, very ugly. Hello, my brother. Hope everyone is well. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I want to love you. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Hello. He said hello. So yes, everyone is doing very, very well. Kimmo said next two game makes a breakthrough. Yeah, it could be a make or break for Graham Potter. United already back in training after winning trophy, while Potter with 2 wins in 16 games, given 3 days break. Okay, Patrick said, "Give me back my fun." Okay. At Scala United, then how come they were all at Cobham? Those who played had a recovery season. The rest were in full training. Then he said, I don't think the players are playing for him. He also lost the dressing room last. That's why there is a new the new 11 every week. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Every time Potter still doesn't have his starting 11. Keeping changing all the time. And we understand some injury players, but then on Sunday he said every player is ready besides Raheem Sterling and then N'Golo Conte. So why keeping changing your starting 11? Scala United said that a week before that was that also he gave 2 days off. Yes, we created 70 chances versus Southampton. Players waste them poor in first half, which I agree. That was last week. There was 8 days between games. 8 days surely should be used for training and building team chemistry with all the new players. I agree, and I disagree. Big up to the panel. I have taught this over a million times. Chelsea is the most demanding club in Europe, top 5 league, and rebuild is tough. And it's new for us. We need time. Thank you very much, Gulid Ismail. Thank you very much. Koulibaly is by far the worst centre back in your team, and he plays over Badishia. That is one of the questions. That was one of my questions. Why informed Badishia has proven that he's playing very well in the Premier League, but then the big game, I understand that maybe Badishia might not play in the London Derby. Koulibaly played in the first leg at Stamford Bridge. He played very well, but it doesn't mean he can still go ahead and play very well in the second leg. It doesn't mean so, because I saw Koulibaly. To be honest with you, I saw Koulibaly did something. I'm not so sure if everybody saw what I saw. Koulibaly threw a ball from throw to throw. I'm not so sure if you guys saw it. He was right by the touchline. He threw the ball and did not make it to his player. It went back to throw. I'm not so sure if you guys saw it, but I saw that. I was like, this is disgraceful from Koulibaly. Ten Hag have second 18 goals from the Ten Hag subs have scored 18 goals from the bench while Potter is being attacked as Potter's bring attackers on 80th minutes after 2-0 down. Not good enough. Coming from Scala United, there's clear to me he's being run by the owners. But since Bolly has come in, we have been the worst we've ever been. I agree with you, Newland. Sean Newland, big up to you. I hope you're doing very, very well, my brother. Mistakes will be made by humans, absolutely, but too many of them are being made. Koulibaly was world class not long ago. That was in the Italian league. He wasn't world class. He hasn't proved himself in the Premier League. He's been on and off. He's been on and off in the Premier League, but I hope the best for him. Badishia is on form too if he can find the balance. we will have a great rotation. This season is a write-off. Absolutely, it is a write-off. Koulibaly was never world class. This is getting too much to bear coming from Hayward. Absolutely, my brother. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Every Chelsea fan feel the West at this moment. The thinking over Koulibaly is giving him game time for Dortmund. How does he legislate for Silva going off injured? It was a sad news seeing Silva leaving the scene. That's ridiculous. Having different centre backs for two important competition. Centre backs are all about partnership. I said that myself. I shouldn't even think for Fofana, defender Fofana should be in there because Fofana has been gone for quite a while and he hasn't got that partnership with any of the centre backs. So I was thinking Badishir could have partnered Koulibaly if there was any injury. So Badishir should come in to partner Koulibaly. Now Fofana shouldn't even start this game because he hasn't been getting much. He hasn't been playing for quite a while. He's been injured. So coming in and throwing him into this big game, I was even scared he was going to get injured again. So Koulibaly will be crucial for the Champions League. Now that Thiago Silva is out, he needs a run before our second leg. Maybe it's just thinking ahead. Now that's our back pair will be him and Fofana. All right. Thank you very much, guys. We got 235 people watching live. So let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching the stream from so I can shout you out here. So we're going to move on from there. I'm going back to my special guest here with me. Andrew is here with me. We're going to go through most of these content that I have here, the news in regards to Graham Potter, the petition to sack Graham Potter, and also Jimmy Flood Hasselbeck on Thiago Silva, Chelsea poor form, and also goal drought. Why are the attackers not scoring goals? I'm not sure if Andrew has any of these answers for me. Why do you think the attackers are not scoring goals, Andrew?
That's a tough question. I think what Graham Potter's got to do, he's got to pick 3 or 4 of his main attackers and he's got to play them regularly and let them link up, let them play together, let them do this, let them do that. See, because if he keeps changing, like, for example, who did we have yesterday? We had Sterling and Zia on Sunday. And then it was 2 completely different wingers the game before that, 2 completely different wingers. So I think they need to be able to play together. See, I've not got a problem with the signings that they've signed. I think they're quite exciting. They're young, hungry. I'm quite excited by the signings that we've got going forward. It's just that they need to start playing together regularly so they understand each other's movements, the patterns, and just form a relationship, really. It's no different. Like everybody's saying, we need 2 centre halves to stay together. It's the same when you've got 2 wingers with a striker. And I think that's exactly the same thing. I think a problem is a centre forward. We need to decide whether we're playing a false 9 or we're playing centre forward. At the minute, Havertz is playing in the middle of both. He's trying to link up the play and then he's trying to be a main centre forward. I think Felix would do a really good job there as a false 9 and just pop in and out, link up the play, use the speed of the wingers because we've got plenty of pace in our team now.
Kai Havertz being a false 9 is not help. He keep dropping deep, and when the balls are being crossing, and their crosses are not even coming in because Kai Havertz is not there.
No, there's no point in crossing the ball into the box to nobody.
Absolutely. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense when you have strikers like Dutro Fofana. I know he's very young in terms of his Premier League. In terms of his Premier League career, he's very young. He's not that confident, but then confidence comes with the time. You have nothing to lose, Graham Potter. You have nothing to lose. If you really think the board is trusting you, use these players. If you think the board is had the faith in you, that you be the guy, you're still going to be the same guy to carry the team next season. Why wouldn't you use the strikers? And you've tried Kai Havertz time and time again, and it's not working. They keep repeating the same thing. And I don't think Potter, He's really knows what he's doing. And in terms of a formation, Andrew, formation wise, what is 4-2-3-1? That's what we're playing. What is it? That
So
do you really believe in that formation? 4-2-3-1.
I don't think we need. If you're going to play 4-2-3-1, you need somebody. You need a ball winner in there for Enzo, because Enzo will dictate your play. Right? He's not a ball winning midfielder. That's what he's doing at the minute because he's having to do it. But he's not really a ball winning. He's more of dictating the play, speeding the play up, slowing it down, and things like that. So, in order for that to work, maybe if N'Golo Kante comes back and you put Kante next to Enzo Fernandez, I think you see a different Enzo Fernandez. I really do. But at the minute, I don't. We haven't got that midfielder to sit next to him to make it work. I think the only reason he's playing that formation is so we can get two wingers and Felix in the same side. That's what I think it is.
Hams, welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me, Nisa. How are you?
Not too bad. It's always a pleasure to have you here. We're talking everything Chelsea, everything Graham Potter, and then the depth threat. So we move on to the depth threat. It's the topic that we're about to tackle at this moment. This is what we have in regards to Graham Potter. Within minutes after Tottenham vs Chelsea, a petition on charge.org went live demanding Potter's Chelsea exit, and it hit a whopping 8,000 signature over an hour later. It read the message to Todd Bowley: for the future of Chelsea Football Club, please sack Graham Potter. This is coming from the Sun. So I'll come back to Hans. Andrew, what do you make of this petition being written to Todd Bowley?
I just think it's a few fans that are a little bit worried and a little bit desperate, because what hasn't been mentioned a lot is how our form, how we know it's terrible form, but if we lose to Leeds and then we lose to Everton, we're right in, and I hate to say it, we're right in that mix. We could potentially go, because I think probably 35, 36 points will probably get you safe in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Can you honestly tell me that you're confident that this Chelsea side, the way we're playing, is going to get 4 or 5 more points? Because
No.
I don't know where. We don't look like scoring, never mind winning a game of football.
Hans, what do you make of that, Hans?
I agree. In fact, the record, we scored 1 goal in February, and that goal was the goal of the month, Joe Felix. And that, that's a disgrace. And we have plenty of quality in this team, and there's no. How is this possible? You score 1 goal in February, and I just don't see that's possible when you spend all this money. I don't see that's possible, and now it is.
Winning those games. Okay, what I have here. So Scala United said, "Big up to you, Herbert. Hope you're doing very well." He said that if results do not improve soon, and it doesn't improve soon, and the decision is made to cut ties with Graham Potter, it will cost Chelsea an estimated of 50 million. Hold on, real quick.
I think it's 60, but yeah, same thing.
Sorry about that. Real quick. It will cost Chelsea an estimated of 60 to it depends on the currency. 60 million pounds is what I have here, and 60 million euro, whatever. A record payout for managerial dismissal source. This source is coming from Mirror. Thank you very much, Scala United, for that source in the news. Hams, please, can you mute your other device? Thank you. Napoli wanted 70 million 4 years back when United came for Koulibaly. Hams? Okay. United came for Koulibaly, but we said no and paid 80 for Maguire. You know what? We want to go with Maguire. You don't want to do that. Let's not bring Maguire in here. Adding to Andrew's point, the reason Kai have to drop back is because because Felix have a free rule. Potter should have make Felix a creative outlet and leave the attack to Oba. We never see him have a run. I understand. That makes a lot of sense. Because where is the attacking? Who is the attacker? Where is the attacking focus? Where is it going? You know, Kai Havertz. I don't want to even talk about Kai Havertz because it's very frustrating. Aubameyang was not seen with this new set of players for a full 90 minutes. Now that's not that there is a winger and Felix. It might be interesting experience. Always trumps experiment. Okay, that is coming from Gullit Ismail. We could pull 4 or 5 draws. Oh my goodness. Mr. Patrick.
All of them 0-0, guys. All of them 0-0.
He said we could pull 4 or 5 draws. Absolutely. Let's see where Chelsea goes in regards to that. So this is what Jimmy Floyd Hasselberg have to say in regards to Chelsea. He said the former Chelsea striker Jimmy Floyd Hasselberg on Sky Sport. For me, after Thiago Silva left the pitch, the level of Chelsea dropped, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't. There should be a coach on the dugout that is psyching these players out. They shouldn't. It shouldn't drop. It's Thiago Silva. I know Thiago Silva is the leader on the pitch, but we have too many leaders on that pitch. Enzo Fernandez, I know he's young, but he's also a leader, a World Cup winner with Argentina. You get what I'm saying? Enzo Fernandez, one of them. Koulibaly, another one. Also Kai Havertz, another one. Is he a leader or not? I'm not so sure with even Kai Havertz. I'm not even so sure. Joao Felix, another one with Portugal. He's been in high-profile games. Another leader. You get what I'm saying? I'm even not mentioning everyone here. Okay, we're gonna move on from there. Hams, anything you want to say?
I just want to say that the thing is, I think I have to blame Bowley a lot because he set Potter for failure, right? You don't sack a very good manager and bring in a manager who has no experience in the top level, and that's his fault for that. I'm not, obviously not sleeping on the results Potter has got. That's his part to blame as well. But Bowley has to take responsibility of his actions as well.
Okay, Andrew, if you look at these statistics, Chelsea have not won any of their last 8 Premier away league games. West away run since March 2001. What do you make of this? And do you ever see any win coming, Andrew? Take about for a minute, Rebel.
For Potter, I don't think. No, I can't see a win coming. I can't. I've figured out his tactic. His tactic is he goes for it first 15 minutes, and if he don't seem to get an early goal, he seems short shot. I think that seems to be the tactic. It's like we seem to play well for 15 minutes of a game. If we don't get that goal, we seem to go back into our shell a little bit, and I think that's confidence. I think a lot of it's confidence. And again, it's because players, they're not playing with each other regularly enough because he's changing it too much all the time. I can't. No, under Potter, I don't see any positives at all at the minute. I don't. We don't look like we're going to keep a clean sheet, and we don't look like we're going to score goals. We seem to play really nice football up until both boxes, and then we just seem to collapse. That's the best way I can describe it, really. It's, we do knock the ball around lovely sometimes, but it's like when we really need to defend and put our neck on the line, we can't do it. And then when we need to create a chance, it seems that we can't do that either. Or we do create a chance and we miss silly open goals. Like when you're building up in play and it's that final ball and it's overhit or it's underhit and things like that. And there just seems to be no confidence whatsoever. And I'm sorry, but that comes from the manager. He breeds confidence in that team. That's, we've been really lucky over the years. We've had top coaches like Mourinho, like Tuchel, like Conte, and people like that who you know what? They give you confidence on the sidelines. When your manager just standing there with his arms folded and he just claps every now and again, I'm sorry, that's not it. You never hear him shout any instructions. There's nothing. There's nothing. Whenever there's a break in play, he just stands there with his arms folded. All the other managers are calling the players over to talk to them, go over tactics and things. He just seems to just let them get on with it and do what you want. And that's not what a manager needs with these sort of players. You know, they know how to play football. They just need to, you know, we need to get a system going of how we're going to play, how we're going to break teams down.
Yes, Andrew, I agree with you 100%. That relates to lots of coaches that we have. I know some coaches are different from the way they behave on the touchline. But look, some coaches that you may think they are the reason why Chelsea is Chelsea today. We're talking about coaches like Jose Mourinho, who is always on his leg. He sit down for a little bit, but he's always serious, and he motivates his guys to keep going when the going is very difficult. We have coaches like Gusindik, who is the laid-back guy, but we have coaches like Carlo Ancelotti. But those two coaches that I just mentioned, the names are tacticians. They are tacticians. You know, all these coaches are tacticians, but they have different attributes in the way in regards to how they psych these players. Gusindis might not be the guy that looks like that behave like Arteta or maybe Klopp on the touchline, but then he knows what to do, and anytime he makes changes, it affects the game. Mourinho makes changes. He's a tactician. He affects the games. He has his antics at the touchline, and that edges the players to keep going. Look at what he's doing with Roma's side at this moment, and there's no doubt that we could see the third coming of Jose Mourinho. I don't say he should come back, but there's always a high possibility that he's doing a good job with AS Roma. Look at where they are. He just took an ordinary AS Roma team to win, I think, a Europa League last season.
Conference League.
Yeah, the Conference League. You know, Conference League last season. You know, he did a very good job with the AS Roma, and they're playing very well. Jose Mourinho again. So I'll be very happy if we have Jose Mourinho there, then we have JT as assistant coach. I've been seeing that going on, but JT doesn't want to be an assistant coach, and I understand that. So yes, we will be looking at that in terms of the coaches' demeanor, the coaches' the character, the way they behave. I think Potter needs to do more. We don't expect him to be just throwing his hands and shouting, but then we need that presence. The fans want to see that presence because it edges the players on. It moves them. It helps them, understand what you're getting. If they're not performing very well, there should be a coach to send a signal to them and say, "Hey, I'm not okay with what you guys are doing." Not just clapping, just like Andrew just said. Hams, what do you make of that? Before we move on to next one.
Yes, I agree. It's like he's a PE teacher out there. It's like everything we do, he just gives a clap. He doesn't really,
It's too much of a yes man. Is it too much of a yes man?
Yeah, but you said Carlo Ancelotti has tactics, right? Yeah. I remember, right, before when he was at Chelsea, he was very vocal. He was very animated. Right now, he's not animated, but he has inspiration to the players, right?
Yeah.
The thing is with Potter and Oli, they're similar, same as Lampard. They're all the same. Cheerleaders. They're cheerleaders. No instructions. It just feels like you're watching 5-a-side players in the park. That's what we're watching. There's no management. There's no. It's like players are taking control of the manager. They have no respect for him, and that's the fact. And we've seen it in the pitch for a long time.
And this is what I keep saying many times, and I know maybe Andrew have also noticed that Potter's changes anytime he makes substitutes, subs never ever affect any game. I'm not so sure if you've seen any Potter's any game that we've played besides the run of form that we had in earlier season when Potter took over. I've never seen Potter making a substitution that have really affected the game. Chelsea goes on and win the game. Andrew, have you seen that happen?
Yeah, I sort of agree. I've had this debate a lot with Chelsea fans, even early on. It almost feels like Potter's substitutions are already pre-planned. It's like he's not watching the game and watching it develop, but he's already got a plan in. Oh, I'm going to bring Mason Mount on his 60 minutes anyway, regardless if we're winning the game 2-0 or we're losing. It almost feels like everything's pre-planned. And then, like, for example, when Thiago Silva gets injured, because he's not pre-planned that in his head, he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. And that's what I'm saying. It's like almost like everything's pre-planned, and it is not watching the game. It is more. I would like to say he's not even a reaction manager because he doesn't react to a situation. The second we went 1-0 down to Tottenham on Sunday, I thought, right, give this 10 more minutes and then we need to change this. Let's just see if we can get back onto the front foot, which we didn't. Everybody in the stadium could see Tottenham was starting to dominate the ball a little bit more, start to feel comfortable. He needs to make that change then, and he didn't. And it's like he doesn't, and he's just bringing subs on because he's got subs on the bench. And it's like some of his substitutions I don't understand. I've been watching football for 30 years and I don't understand what he's doing. I just don't get it. I tried, but I just don't get it. And like nothing. I can't remember a sub he's brought on that I thought, oh, that's changed the game. Oh, that was a brilliant substitution. Because it's not. And our bench now, with everybody back, is phenomenal, really.
Mm-hmm.
So,
welcome to the stream, Ryan. If you're watching, Ryan is a true Liverpool fan, a diehard Liverpool fan who is our panelist. He is here with us, Blue Clouds Media platform. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you very much, Nazan. Good to be here. Just finished work, and good to see new faces on here as well. And I have a lot of opinions on what you're discussing. So just phase me in when you're ready.
Absolutely. Yes, I have my special guest here with me today. It's Andrew, a diehard Chelsea fan. He has a lot of concern in regards to where the club is going and the Potter rumors in regards to the death threat, the sack, Potter, let him go. And we'll take more on where he think Potter need to go, if Potter need to go now, or if you think we still need to hold on to Potter for a little bit. So yes, we're still going on with the conversation, and I want to thank everyone in the comment section. Thank you very much for your comments. Keep the comments coming. We have 256 people watching live on YouTube. So yes, that's where we stream live. We used to stream live on YouTube and Facebook, but today we're streaming live on YouTube only. So yes, let me take some few comments here. It's if results do not improve soon and decision is made to cut ties with Graham Potter, it will cost Chelsea. Okay, I read that one earlier on. Napoli. Okay, I think I read this one too. Adding to Andrew's point, the reason Kai have to drop. Okay, I think I read that one earlier on. Sorry about that. We could pull 4 out of 4. I think I read that one. Okay, I think I got to Mr. Patrick said we need an elite manager. An elite manager, said Patrick. Potter ignored the basic. You can tell he is trying to prove himself and overthink every formation and starting 11. He should have stuck to 3 at the back and then gradually install his ideas, which he started doing that from beginning. Then I don't know what happened. He has to force himself to go with 3 at the back, 4 at the back, and it's not consistent with his play, and I don't get it. Potter ignored the basic. Okay, I read that one. Greetings, bro. Big up to Mr. Phil. I hope you're doing very, very well. It's always lovely to see you on the platform, Mr. Phil, as usual. It's always nice to see you. Greetings, bro. Potter needs to be sacked before we play against Dortmund. If that doesn't happen, I don't see Chelsea winning against Dortmund, to be honest with you, my brother. I don't see Chelsea because who is scoring the goal? We don't even miss anymore. We don't even create. Look at the game against Tottenham. How many did we create? So if we don't create, how do we miss to be able to score? I don't see that happening. So yes, my brother said, Haywood said we have to sack him. I agree with you. He has to go because, I'm supporting Potter, but I don't think for now I want him to go because it's not giving me anything to hang on. My motto on this platform is Lea Desperandons, which means hang on to hope. There's no hope for me to hang on. There's no thread. The thread getting thinner and thinner all the time. And I weigh a lot. I weigh over 200 pounds. And I'm scared if I hang on to that rope, I might end up breaking and falling and breaking my back again. So that is where we're going with Potter. Bowley, man, he wants to every Chelsea game. Okay, he went to every Chelsea game Why he's still back Potter? I don't understand this guy. Absolutely, probably he doesn't see what we are seeing. What managers would you like to see? Yes, Mr. Patrick, we will get right into that. The kind of manager, lots of managers have been linked with the football club in terms of Graham Potter being sacked. Lots of managers are in there. Zidane, I would say no. Zidane, I wouldn't vie for Zidane. There is Luis Enrique also over there, and also I know there behind the scenes Chelsea has heavily linked with the Napoli manager. I think Spalletti is his name. He's been linked heavily with him, and also I know there's Pochettino over there. Pochettino have done a good job, but then he's not a winner. He's putting Tottenham Hotspur. He's played good football though. He played good football. Tottenham Hotspur have been consistently being in the top four all the time. When he was here, he was able to take them to the Champions League final and bottle it. But would you like to give Pochettino a chance? I don't know. But we'll see. We'll get into the nitty-gritty in terms of the managers, and there are other managers that have been linked with the football club. So let me do this real quick, and I'll come to Ryan. Chelsea vs Leeds makes new 11. The Leeds dominate again. Again, some old story. We're making teams supposed to look good. Bowley need to stop the Buffett and do your job. Okay, so coming from my brother Lord over here, lots of Potter just good to make a movie. Okay. This is coming from my brother. My brother here going to Scala United with an FA Cup game Wednesday. Did you expect a day off for Manchester United? Okay, start. That's from Patrick to Stavi. Okay. Stavi's not here today, Mr. Patrick. Stavi's not here. So we're gonna move on from there. Ryan, welcome back to the stream again one more time. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the game on Sunday?
Yeah, listen, I caught a lot of, well, not a lot, but I caught a bit of what the two panelists were saying, and I agree 100%. Potter is just clueless, out of his depth. He doesn't know his best team. He doesn't know his best formation. His substitutions are uninspiring. They don't make sense. He kind of gives me Guardiola vibes, actually, but not the good vibes. Not the Premier League winning vibes. He gives me the bad vibes where he's stubborn and he doesn't want to make substitutions because he thinks, the 11 he picks, if they can't do the job, that means he's made a mistake and he has to, make substitutions and shows that he's picked the wrong formation. He just looks out of his depth, man. He really does. You were 1-0 down with 30 minutes to go, I think, against Tottenham, and you got a centre forward on the bench, Aubameyang. He's not bringing him on. And then they scored the second goal. 8 minutes left in the game, he brings him on. What's Aubameyang going to do with 8 minutes to go? And you're 2-0 down to Tottenham, and the team is playing terrible. It's just all the decisions he's making are wrong. And I'm not surprised you're hearing noises now coming out from the camp, journalists saying that the players are doubting his ability. So, he's lost the fans, I think, or a large section of the fan base. Mm-hmm. He's losing the players. The writing's on the wall, as far as I'm concerned. I think this guy's going to get sacked. It's a matter of when and not if.
And Ryan, do you see Chelsea scoring any points now? And as we have here, Chelsea have scored 6 goals across their last 12 games in the Premier League. No side has scored fewer in the competition since the start of November. So, where do we go from here, Ryan?
Well, he seems to be obsessed with Havertz, which I can't understand. And he's playing him in his wrong position. He's not a centre forward. And you're playing him up front, expecting him to create chances and score goals. That's not his game. He couldn't even do the basics. He wasn't able to win aerial long balls and goalkeeper kicks. He just contributed nothing in that Spurs game. And yet he stayed on the pitch, right?
Right.
So it's just, it doesn't look good for Potter, I have to say. And we've discussed this off stream. I think Luis Enrique would be a brilliant appointment. He's got the minerals. He's done the business for Barcelona, won the Champions League. He's managed the big names like Neymar, Messi, Suarez. I think he's a good fit, and he's got something to prove. I think he wants to manage in the Premier League and emulate Guardiola. So yeah, I think he's the man.
Thank you very much. This is a neutral. I brought. I always have trying to make sure I have a neutral people on this platform. Ryan is a Liverpool fan, and that's how he sees our football club at this moment. I'm sure Andrew and Hams all heard him. That is his opinion. This is coming from Gullit Ismail. I think guys, do you think that Potter assistant? I don't even see what he does. I don't even know him. I don't even know this guy. I don't know him at all. Do you think that Potter's assistant has a hand in his rash decision? I go to the games, and Potter is always in consistent dialogue with his assistant. I don't know what they say, so probably that could be the. I really thank you very much, Gullit Ismail, for going to the games at all time. Gullit, and I was looking for someone who also goes to the game all the time to have a connection with. So Gullit, if you do follow me on Twitter, look for Blue Clouds Media LLC on Twitter. Shoot me a message me, and then we can have some nice conversation there. I'm trying to get some more nice feedback from the grounds during game time. So this is coming from our brother here. He says obsessed in the same way Tuchel was LOL. What is the minerals? Perhaps Liverpool should employ Enrique. There is a protest going on Saturday. Expect Charles in the Leeds game too. Okay. I know there's a big protest, and later a petition has been written to Todd Bowley, which I read that earlier on. From there, so we're gonna move on in regards to what is going on. Let me pin my message so I know where I am when I return. But Andrew, do you have anything you want to say in regards to what our brother Ryan just said?
I agreed with a lot of what he said, to be fair. And it's quite surprising that, because us who support our teams are genuinely quite biased, but I think it's an overseen thing that Potter does look out of his depth. And he does a little bit. And, as Bowley calls this, potentially, was it silly to get rid of Tuchel when he did? We don't know what happened there. I honestly don't know to this day what happened and why he was sacked. I don't know. But we do need an elite manager to deal with these players, because they've got there's so many egos now in that dressing room. It's unbelievable. But Luis Enrique, I sort of agree a lot. And the one thing that I think it was Ryan who didn't say was, if you look, he's just managed the Spain national team. I think he did a fairly decent job. But the one thing that he does he likes to develop young players. And at Chelsea, we've just spent a lot of money on some young players who need developing, really, I think. I think a lot of them are very, very raw, talented players, and they just need that manager to help them get to that next step. And that's just what I feel. It's like when we had all our injuries, you've seen a lot of the young players, like your Lewis Halls and your players like that, breaking through. And now he's just seemed to have banished them off to the under 21s now. And it's crazy for me. And I think that's another thing. I think probably we need an elite manager who's going to bring on these young players, but also we're not saying we want to win every single game. We're not saying we expect to win the Premier League every season and things like that. Yeah. We just expect a bit, like earlier on, a bit of fun again, where we're scoring goals, creating chances. All right, we're not going to win every game, but it's like, we want the fun back. And, and ever since the sanctions have happened, it just seems to be a very, very dark place from them sanctions, because up until that point we were playing some football, and then it just seemed these sanctions came in, and it's just got worse and worse and worse. And this was meant to be the new era, the bright lights, and it just hasn't happened at all.
Yeah, I agree with you what you just said. That, like I said, it will take time. with the sanctions, you have a whole team owners moving away and new team owners coming in with different ideas and philosophy. So that would take time. But I think that the club should be able to move on from that. I know some of the players say we have a very poor preseason, which I agree. Chelsea's last summer preseason, I was with the club all over the country because they were here in preseason, and I traveled some of the travel from, I think, the North Carolina game. Right after they played the game, it was just about a couple hours from the North Carolina game, which they played North Carolina FC, and then the game between North Carolina FC and Arsenal were just a few hours between. There was no resting time. So to me, I would say the preseason was very, very poor. The traveling were not good, and then even from the time that they traveled from London to America and to play their first game, it was just a few hours difference. So preseason was very, very poor with the guys last summer. So yes, Hams, what do you want to? Do you have anything you want to say in regards to what Ryan just said?
Yeah, I agree with what Ryan said about Potter being out of his depth. It doesn't look like he has what it takes. About the Enrique thing, yeah, he plays pretty football, but I've seen his record in, I think, Roma or other clubs. Like I think he was not that convincing. But Barcelona, he had egos. He had Messi, Neymar, MS, and Suarez. He won the Champions League, but he had these three players up top, and it was just individuals playing good. I'm not questioning his football or him as a manager, but I think it's a risk, but it's it's something we need to take into consideration, to be honest. But yeah, he's still a good manager. But other than that, I agree what Ryan said about Potter doesn't look ready for this job, and he should have been appointed in the first place, to be honest.
Okay, thank you very much, Hams Master. Graham Potter, as much as we had supported him, I have had some particular nice email. Hold on, I think I'm reading the wrong one. Okay. Okay. This is what I was reading. As per Jota, Chelsea have no. Come on. Okay, Chelsea are now believed to be considering a sacking manager Graham Potter if results doesn't improve. Quickly, according to an important new update, I read earlier on, I was told either it's 2 or 3 games Potter has been given. If he doesn't win those games, it means that they're going to show him the door. What do you make of? I think we've talked about that earlier on. Andrew, I think we talked about that, right? So Ryan, what do you make of that? He's got some few games to go. If he doesn't prove himself, then they'll show him the exit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how true that is. Those are the reports today. I think it will probably boil down to that Dortmund game. You've lost to Southampton at bottom of the Premier League. That's embarrassing. You've lost your first leg to Dortmund, who are not one of the favourites for the Champions League, let's be honest. So if you get knocked out of the Champions League, I can see then Chelsea cutting ties. It all comes down to Bowley. This is a billionaire businessman. He's a successful guy. Any kind of successful CEO, entrepreneur, they don't want to probably admit mistakes. And this would be his first kind of high-profile mistake he would have to admit if he were to sack Graham Potter. But he needs to think about the long-term viability and success of the project, and the fact that we're not even a full season into his tenure. Maybe it's a good thing to sack him now. If it drags on too long, you give him till the summer, and then you sign more players, and then the start of next season is bad, and then you're under more pressure. Maybe it makes more sense to sack him now. Get JT in as a caretaker, interim manager.
JT is not interested. He's not interested in being a manager now.
No, he might not be interested, but money talks at the end of the day, and that guy is Chelsea through and through. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I know that guy is Chelsea through and through. And if you came to him with this project and said, "We need you to kind of help short term the club," I don't think he would say no.
Don't you
That's
think
my opinion.
he'd be scared to rule his legacy, just like his other brother Frank Lampard, who jump into the big game real quick?
No, it's an interim position until the end of the season, and then in the summer you can go after your Enriquez or your Pochettinos or whoever you need.
It's just how Man United got Ragnick for the interim job when Oli got sacked. Similar to that.
Who? Round neck?
Yeah.
That's what we call him on this platform.
Round
Round neck.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that
Okay.
guy.
All right, Hams.
It's slightly different, isn't it? Because this JT is a club legend. He's a club captain. Ragnick just came in, and I remember Ronaldo's one of his quotes, wasn't it, to Piers Morgan in that interview, was like, "We didn't even know who this guy was." Like, he didn't know his experience. He hadn't even heard of him. I think that's what he said. So I think JT would be, a different situation. But yeah, I understand Hams's point.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stephen. Ryan, for taking your time to take us through your opinions and stuff on what Chelsea is going through. This is what Potter have to say, according to Graham Potter. As much as I've had support, I've had some but I've noted some particular things and emails and stuff that I have received come true that went. Fans wanted me to die and they wanted my kids to die. That's obviously not pleasant. This is a death threat that Graham Potter is receiving. What do you make of that, Mr. Andrew? What do you make of that death threat coming from supporters? I think it's way too, people are going too far in regards to what is going on.
I think it's absolutely disgusting because
it's
his children as well. It's despicable, really. Shouldn't really be doing that, but I think you're going to see this more and more. I really do, because I think this is the way that it's going. I think people who have got, I don't like to say keyboard warriors because I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion and things like that. But there's a line that you don't cross, and they've quite clearly crossed this line. We all, I'm guessing it's a Chelsea fan that's done this, who loves the club and things, and he's just got really, really angry. And I think if they find him and he's found guilty, he should never, ever be able to go and watch a Chelsea game ever again.
Yeah, they should be able to trace that email and where it's coming from, because it should have an email address. IP address that comes with it.
As much as I disagree with pretty much everything Potter does, there was no way I would go to them lengths to threaten him or his children. I wouldn't even have the audacity to go and threaten him, to be honest. It's not his fault he's been given a job, and he's not going to walk away when he's got potentially a £50-odd million payout coming his way, is he? Who would? So it's just crazy, absolutely crazy.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew, for taking us through that. Let's move on from Potter. I think it's a disgrace. For me, it shouldn't go. Sometimes some people do things trying to seek attention or trying to threaten this guy to walk away from what he's doing. I don't think they really mean it, but sometimes people don't have to do this. I don't expect. Hams, you want to say anything in regards to that?
I just, to be honest, it's just, I'm not surprised because, how social medias are. They take it to a level where it's not necessary. Like it's not necessary. It's too far to go into that kind of level where you email and send threats to him, not just him, to his children who are innocent. It doesn't really make any sense at all. At the end of the day, I know you're frustrated. I know you're reactionary about how things are in Chelsea, but you don't go in that level. You should, you're right for your criticism, but you should not do it in that way, which, can affect, Potter's mental health in so many ways. This is just no good to do that, in my opinion.
Big up to you, Stavi. Thank you very much, Hams. Big up to you. DJ South. Big up to you. I hope you're doing very, very well. I've sent the link to you if you have time. You want to join us here and let us know what you make of Graham Potter at this moment in time after the Tottenham game. If you have a time, just check into your email. The link is right there. Let me read what I have here.
Also, I think the police
Mhm.
should investigate on the matter on whoever's.
And see if it's really true.
Yeah, they need to investigate, and it needs to be sent to the police for this incident.
Lord said that there is a protest going on Saturday. Expect. Okay, I've read that one. He has 30 plus players without Hall and Hutchison. Of course, they are with the under 21. 8 players have just arrived. It was never going to be going to happen instantly, which I understand. But then it's at least I understand it was never going to happen instantly overnight. But then you should see some improvement. And there hasn't been any improvement for how many games? He's not their guy. It should be a people
the thing is
understand it.
now, I'm okay with losing, but the thing is I have to see what you're doing in the touchline and in the sidelines, or what you're trying to do.
Now, how do you lose? How do you even lose? How much effort do you put in to lose?
Yeah,
that's one of the things. Hams.
Losing happens in football, but it's just like I want to see you do something.
Ryan, does Potter does anything for you to say, hey, let's give this guy time? Do you think he's really doing anything for us to hang on to him?
Unbiased opinion, no. I don't see any. There's just no passion. There's no emotion. He's very timid on the touchline when things are not going well. All the kind of recent successful managers you've had, okay, they've had short stints like the Contes and the Mourinho's. They have a certain, aggressiveness and passion about them. It shines through in their character and, what they're saying in their press conferences. This guy's just too soft. He's too soft. He's too nice. I don't think he's elite. He's not got the mentality to manage a top club like Chelsea. And I know there's a lot of comparisons with, the Arsenal situation, and Arteta was under a lot of pressure last season, wasn't he? He had a terrible start, lost three games, so Arsenal bottom in the Premier League. Everyone's saying, okay, look at how Arsenal gave Arteta patience, they didn't sack him, and he's turned around the whole situation at the top of the league. But I don't remember Arsenal's demise being as bad as this. In terms of the number of games Potters has been in charge, and you're losing the amount of games you've lost, the goals you're not scoring. I mean, it wasn't as bad as maybe Guna can back me up on this, but I don't remember Arsenal's bad period being as bad and rocky as what Chelsea are going through right now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ryan. I'm gonna go back to some few of these comments here. DJ Sap said, "Big up, guys. Sorry, guys. Potter, not the answer." I think I've read that one at all. I'm not sure. Potter is not the answer. Stop! Don't come at me. This is disgraceful. The losers are piling up and it seems that the TB is giving him Leeds and Dortmund to turn it around. They're giving time to turn it around, not condoling it at all, but wishing death isn't the same as death straight. Thank you very much, Gabriel. I hope you're doing very well. DJ South, big up to you, brother. The results are.
DJ said about the Leeds and Dortmund game. That means like they must be already looking at potential candidates even before that game. They were looking at candidates to bring in. So
okay, so if he doesn't perform in those games, they have to they're gonna replace him with those managers.
Yeah, they already have kind of plans, but we don't know who is gonna be. That's
okay. So that is some. This is Lord Setter, and I agree. The game against the Tottenham truly shocked me as the fans started leaving by the 72nd minute. This shows that the Leeds game will be chaotic. At fans are surely turning. So big up, guys. Sorry. Okay, I've read that one. Not condoling it. I've read that one. The results are one thing we cannot swallow and except if we show something changing, passion, etc. Almost everything he does is wrong. Selection, halftime talks, leaves the players worse and also substitution coming from Gabriel. Thank you very much for your comment. Questions for the panel. Do you guys think that Chelsea is being run by artificial intelligence? Question. Bowley interview makes sense now if they depend on data and statistics and projection. I don't think it's being run by artificial intelligence, my brother. Can't understand it. Data driven. It's we'll get into that. That's a whole topic on its own. Last time we talked about it. It took almost about 45 minutes to delve into this data driven thing. The loses and poor player is the real data to show he's not doing it. Absolutely. Those are one of the data that Bowley has to look into it. But Bowley is looking somewhere else. He's looking at what he has done with Brighton and thinking this is the guy that can work with young players. So that is my opinion. That is why he was still hanging on to him, thinking that, they've already talked behind the scenes. Like I said, if Potter said if he knew that Chelsea were going to hire him and fire him in the next 3 months or 4 months, he wouldn't even take this job. Remember, it wasn't Potter who ran into Chelsea's job. It was Bowley and his people that went to him to give him that job. So do not blame Potter. It is we have to put all the blame on Bowley. I don't condone the threat to Potter and his family. That's disgraceful in itself. However, sent that I hope they get caught. Absolutely, there will be investigation going on because that is not good. I'm just giving my opinion based on him as a manager. For us, he is not the guy, and I don't blame him. The owners pick him. Absolutely. This is what I just said. Potter should go. Coming from Dixon, Donald, I hope you're doing very well. I hope you're doing very, very well. If it's the first time joining us here, Dixon, do not forget to subscribe to this platform and also keep a bell notification icon active at all time. So when we go live, you wouldn't miss anything from us. And also bottom right corner below, it's right there. Like the video. And also you can share the video on your social media platform, in being Facebook and anywhere that has Chelsea fans there. As we keep growing, we have 250 people watching at this time. So yes, guys, like I said, let me know where you're watching the stream from so I can shout you out. It's always nice. It's not that easy trying to get lovely people that want to discuss football, have different opinions, because I want people with different opinion on the platform. So we have here my brother who's a special guest, Andrew, and also we have Hams here who is taking us through what Chelsea is going through at this moment. So we're going to talk about that. We talk about Glade Johnson. Glade Johnson have to say if they want success instantly, then Mourinho is their man. But if they want to compete with the next 10 years, then Graham Potter, it's your man. What should I tell you? Graham Johnson is a legend of the football club. Andrew, what do you make from this comment? Sack him, isn't it? What do you make from him?
Well, Potter's definitely not the man. I agree with what he says with Mourinho. If you want to win now, then yes. But, of course I want to win. I'd be lying if I says I didn't want to win now. But I don't think Mourinho is the right guy for this squad. I just don't. I don't think he's the right guy for this squad at all. Potter, I can't see a way forward. When they were talking about them fans leaving the stadium in the 72nd minute, I had a few friends that left the stadium in the 72nd minute. And trust me, my friends are really, really tight. So they've paid all that money for a ticket. They wouldn't walk out. So it is a problem. And he's inspired. I think a manager, the way he picks his team and the way the team plays, it inspires the fans. In a lot of stadiums where you hear, I think it's up to the players to make the crowd like that, and just with Potter, I would say no. I think we definitely 100% need change. We 100% need change. I would do it now and get somebody in and let them have a game and have a look at because this Dortmund game is huge now. Because I've told everybody I've said this could be our last Champions League game for a very, very long time if Potter's still in charge. It could be for a long time with no European football because, a lot of deals been made about pre-season, how important it is. But remember when Lampard got sacked and Tuchel came in? He didn't need a pre-season and he won us the Champions League. So it's not always about having a good pre-season. It's about getting your methods across to the players, and you need positive results for people to follow you. And he's not got, when he was comparing Arsenal, the all or nothing thing. Arteta did not go 16 games and only win 2 of them. No way. I've never known a run like this before, ever. Like, even I started supporting Chelsea in the early 90s, and I've not seen them go on such a poor run like this before. It's, and we gave him the benefit of the doubt early on with injuries and things like that. And yeah, I did. I was one of them that says, no, give him a chance. Wait till he's got his players back. Let's see what we do in January. And that's gone now. That's gone. His players are back. He's and he's not like yesterday. We signed 8 new players in the transfer window, and he only started 2 of them yesterday. So he's not even using that anymore. He's not, you can't even blame the money thing on him now because he's not even using the players. So it's just crazy. I don't think he's good enough. I really don't.
Thank you very much. Hamza, you have anything you want to say before I come to you? Mr. Patrick said thoughts on EH taking Potter's job next season. Who is EH? I can't help me out here, guys. Who is EH?
EH.
An elite gaffer doesn't compare themselves to other gaffers. Who is EH? Mr. Patrick, help me out here. Who is EH? Emmy Hay. Oh, Emmy Hay.
Oh my God.
Emmy Hayes won't like that job, Mr. Patrick. He don't want it. He's comfortable with the ladies at this moment. I know how good it is. I mean, she is, but then Emmy Hayes, so she won't take that job. Same here. I was being patient and thought onto the long-term plan, but can't support Potter any longer. Gabriel, I know how you feel, brother. I know how you feel. Spending money watching games and going to games and watch this performance. I don't think it's okay. So before we get into that, let me read some few comments in regards to messages in regards to what Gary Neville have to say. This is from another club point of view. Gary Neville, we all know him. An ex Manchester United player. He said Gary Neville said they invested heavily in Graham Potter and his team, but they have to hold their nerves if they want to see it through. I don't think Chelsea fans who have want to hold their nerves, brother Potter. Gary Neville on Potter. So this is what also okay, Enzo Fernandez said something. Okay, former Arsenal star Ray Paula. If you guys know Ray Paula of Talksport, said has tipped Chelsea boss Graham Potter to become a future English men's national team manager. Potentially, he could be the England manager in the future. Who knows? Yes, England. I mean, he can do the English job, because he has a long time to breathe. He wants time. But then with the club football, there isn't that much time. Probably the national team, he might have that time to do the job. So we're looking at that. We got big up to everyone here. Matt, big up to you, and also DJ Sav. I mean, hey, takeover is going on. Big up to you too, my brother. We got 271 people watching the stream at this moment. If you're just joining us, do not forget to participate in our poll and also like the video and share the video for on any social media platform that you found yourself. It helps a lot. Thank you everyone for being here. It's always a pleasure to see Chelsea fans, blue fans, true and true, those that really bleed blue. To see them here. So yes, we're gonna move on from there. Enzo Fernandez interview. My message to the Chelsea fans: trust us, trust the backroom staff, trust the manager. That is coming from Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez, really. I mean, I think he doesn't know much of a Chelsea. He doesn't know much. He probably heard it, but he hasn't been to see what Chelsea is all about. So yeah, he can say what he's saying. Trust in what we spend so much money on you and Potter. What have you guys done since you came in? You and Potter haven't win anything. Potter have been playing you every day, and you haven't win anything. So just be quiet, Enzo Fernandez, before we come at you. We put our anger on you. Jacques Felix differentiate between him being at Chelsea and also being at Atletico Madrid, and this is what he has to say. Jacques Felix, I was at Atletico Madrid for 3 years, and I don't have a chant. Here at Chelsea, I had one after one game, people chanting at his name. They'll do that. English fans are different from Atletico Madrid fans. So yeah, they will chant. Even Jorginho yesterday watching the game, Jorginho, over and over. And look how outstanding as Jorginho is. Who knows Jorginho can strike from outside the 18? I told people, look, Jorginho, I've said it many, many times on this platform. People do not agree with me. I said Jorginho gives us something that a lot of players cannot do in tight corners. Tight areas. Jorginho can play passes and keep the ball when he have even surrounded by 5 or 4 players. Play out from the back. Jorginho is your guy. Look how good he makes Arsenal look at this moment. Now Arsenal fans are really, they don't panic anymore because they don't want to rush Partey back. Jorginho stayed on the pitch for 90 minutes. He wasn't taken off the pitch because he made them win that game. Jorginho, 2 games in a row, Jorginho have been outstanding. That strike, he brought Arsenal back into the game to win it when Arsenal was struggling. And then the last game, I think was it Saturday, Jorginho was a guy again. He controlled the game very well. We made him go because we did not know how to use Jorginho. I understand he doesn't have pace, but I always say this. If you know how to use players, you get the best out of them. If you know how to use Diego Costa, if you know how to use Cantona, you're going to get the best out of Cantona. If you know how to use Luis Suarez, you get the best out of Luis Suarez. If you know how to use Marcus Alonso, he's not a good defender. Do not make him defend. Put him on the wing because anytime he found himself in 18, there's always a high possibility, 80% he will get you a goal in that position. That is what Marcus Alonso gave you. You sold Marcus Alonso to Barcelona. He scored a goal the other day. You sold him to him, and they brought in Cucurella, who cannot even defend. He can't even cross. Where are we going? Front or backwards? Cucurella for Marcus Alonso. Is that an improvement? I want Chelsea fans to tell me. Cucurella and Alonso. Alonso always scores goals when he goes to the White Hart Lane. He at least give you goals. What will Cucurella give you? He can't even tackle for him to even cross the ball. We got to be careful what we wish for, guys. We got to be very, very careful what we wish for. What Hudson-Odoi said about Chelsea, and this is what Hudson-Odoi said. I have not spoken to them. He hasn't spoken to Chelsea much recently at all. At the end of the day, I am focused on the club here. I'm trying to help as much as possible. So this is what I've read a little bit. Hams and Andrew, what do you guys have to say in regards to some of these news that I've shared with you guys? Hudson-Odoi, Enzo Fernandez, and much, much more.
About Enzo, I think he's just I think he just came. I think he just doesn't know anything about us that much. But he's still a young player. But I don't think he knows much about us. I think it's just PR for now. It doesn't. I think Reece James said said something like he's seen Potter, what he did at Brighton, or all that kind of stuff. It's just PR for me. It doesn't seem convincing to me about what Enzo's saying. I understand, you wouldn't say anything too out of line, but it's just something I expect. Something I expect from every player, but I don't think this doesn't really mean anything for Enzo. The Enzo part.
All right, we're gonna go to Andrew. You have any reaction in regards to Callum Hudson-Odoi, Enzo Fernandez, or any of these players, or maybe the comments? You have any comments you want to address? Guys, before Andrew come in, I'm going to pin the link. I'm going to pin the link. If you want to come on and have a say, you can come on and have a say. But please, when you come in, please turn your camera on real quick. Let me know who you are. Please. So I'll send the link in there. Click on it and have your say, brothers. All right, Andrew.
Regarding the Enzo thing, totally agree. I think it's just a PR thing, and he's just trying to get behind the manager and stuff like that. I don't really make much of that. Slightly disappointed with Chelsea's view on Hudson-Odoi. Promising player. He's a bit hit and miss when he plays, but he's had a few good games for Chelsea. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they haven't tracked his progress a little bit more and things like that, because I think that's quite important to him. And why would he want to come back into this at the minute? To come back and they've not bothered with him. That really annoys me sometimes. You know, when young players go out on loan and it's like Chelsea aren't bothered. It's just just wages off the books. Great. You know it. If it's just disappointing because I think he could do a job for us, Hudson-Odoi. He can play wing back. He can play right wing. I've always thought with Hudson-Odoi, he's always tried. He's always tried to make a difference.
Do you think, Andrew? Do you think he's been managed well by the coaches he's played under?
It's a difficult one because it's tough because I look at him and I think he's got pace to burn. He's got a trick. He always had an eye for goal, but he always flattered to deceive, if that makes sense. You never knew what his best position was. He's a bit like a lot of them Chelsea players that we've got at the minute. Where's Enzo's best position? Where's Mount's best position? Where's Havertz's best position? I think a lot of them have been mismanaged, and I think a lot of them have let themselves down as well. And I think it's it's the trend that's coming out of Convert at the minute is like they're given too much too early. And when they do get to that big stage, they think they've made it. And to be fair, that's just the start of their journey. When you're 21, 22, playing at Stamford Bridge in front of 40,000 people in arguably the best league in the world, they think they've made it. And it's not, it's just the beginning. And this is the thing, I think, with young footballers, where they're given too much too early. All the better players that seem to go on and have good careers don't get 80, 90, 100 grand a week chucked at them straight away and things like that. I think that's a lot to do with it as well. Mm-hmm. So I think when you send a young player on loan, you've always got to sort of track him to check their progress and things like that. But yeah, so that's the disappointing aspect of it. And it's just another thing with the club that they're just lacking a little. You know, as a Chelsea fan growing up, we were always known as the club with a little bit of class. And I think over the last couple of years, I don't think we can put our hands on our heart and say we have, to be honest.
In regards to what you just said related to Hans, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
Hudson-Odoi, he's an exciting player. He's been hot and cold for us. At times you see him, he's done good stuff. At times he's frustrating to watch. But the thing is, I would like him back in us. Team. But the issue I have is like we have too many attackers, and the thing is I don't know where would you fit him, and that's the issue. I have with if we, get him back in the team.
No, very fair point. I think that is very fair.
Yeah. Regards to what you guys said, there's another question coming regards to what's his name? Money Mace. They call him Money Mace. Mason Mount with the wage. We'll talk about Mason Mount right after I read these few comments here. Getting gutted may are bad results. Getting picked now. That is coming from DJ Sav, and also he said Reece James also back Potter. What does he know? Okay. Recalling foreign loans are almost impossible. Almost impossible to recall. He left under Tuchel. Fans are on young player backs. Okay, fans are on young players back. Okay, Flo and Newton were tracking players abroad. So now we need to throw another player into the squad. That is, I think, one of those chess legends, Toddy Flo, and also Eddie Newton. It's what our brother here is talking about. So yeah, Andrew, in regards to, we're talking about money and money and money. Mason Mount, where do we stand? Where do we stand on Mason Mount? There's been some fake news out there that Mason Mount stated he needed 300,000 a week. Whatever it is, I don't believe that Mason Mount have said that. But do you think that he really deserves an increase? If he does, and he doesn't get it, do you think Chelsea should let him go?
From what I understand both points of view. We all know that Reece James got an improved contract at the beginning of the season, right?
Right.
And I think he moved up to about 140 grand a week, if the reports are correct. But the problem is, when he got given that contract, I could almost guarantee you, if every fan in the world was picking their top 5 right backs in the world, regardless of what order you were put it in, Reece James was one of them 5. So you're saying that you've got one of the best 5 right backs in the world. He was always going to get an improved contract. And I think Mason Mount thought, I've come through the ranks with Reece James. I think I should be on that sort of money as well. But if everybody was picking their 5 number 10s in the world, I don't think Mason Mount gets in it. And I think that's the conundrum that he's in. He's asking for this kind of money that Reece James is on. But along with his decline this season, I imagine the club's looking at it and thinking, we haven't really done anything to deserve that sort of pay rise that you're asking for and things like that. So I can understand both points of view. I think we should keep Mason Mount, but I think if he hasn't signed a contract by the summer, I think we're probably we've got no choice but to cash in on him. There's no point in keeping him for another 12 months for him to stall on the contract, and we could probably make money on him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Liverpool are highly interested in the player, but I think that this thing will come to an end very soon. They will sort this out because he's a player we don't want to miss. He's playing his performance is very bad at this moment, but it doesn't mean he's not a good player. I know there is a good player in Mason Mount, and we all know he's been run all over the pitch, playing on so many numerous positions that he's not familiar with, and it doesn't help with his development. It doesn't help with him as a young player, in my opinion. Like I said, also I've said this, a lot of managers use Mason Mount, use him with in regards to his industry, but then not what he's capable of doing. If that is how they want to do it, they would have kept him in one position for him to be able to master those positions. But then they use him in right wing and midfield here, that position left wing, because the guy has so much energy. And what do you expect? Young player, he should have a lot of energy to be able to play around. But then you should ask yourself, are those positions his right position for him to be successful at? So,
I also think, right, there's a lot of rumours, whether it's true or not, that Chelsea have already got an agreement in place of Nkunku that's coming. From what I've heard, that there's a pre-contract agreement for the summer that he's coming. And then I think it makes it difficult for Mason Mount to get in the team if you've got Felix and Nkunku and Mason Mount.
Mhm.
You can keep 2, but which 2 do you keep? At the minute, you would have to say that Felix has made more of an impact since January than what Mason's made all season, because he hasn't had a great season, and he'll probably be the first to admit that. But then you've got this superstar coming from France, Nkunku. Anyone who has watched him play will realise what a talent he is. And I think if it's true, and Chelsea fans will see soon enough, he is one hell of a player. So I think that's his problem. And it's almost like, do you pick Felix or do you pick Mason Mount? Where do you go? They're similar ages. Where do you go? Do you keep Mason Mount, the one who's been at the club since he was 6 years old, or do you think Felix has done more? I don't know. It's a tough one, and it's a big call, and it's another call that may end up Potter may end up probably making the wrong decision, but I don't know.
We don't even know if Felix is going to stay. Is Felix is going to stay at the club or not? We don't know yet.
No, that's what I mean, and I think out of everybody, people who watch Chelsea games will know that he's played really well. He's been unlucky slightly. He's missed some chances as well, but whenever we do anything promising in that final third, he seems to be involved. And since January, he's come in and he's done. Me personally, I think he's done really well. I do. I quite like Felix, but it's like I love Mason as well. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It really is.
Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And Philip is not. João Felix is not going to come easy if Chelsea wants to go out and buy him. It's not going to be that cheap. So do we keep creative player like Felix and keep Mount? I prefer they'll try if they can try and keep all these two players because it makes the squad depth very, very well. And Mount can play so many positions. Get Kai Havertz out of the football club because he's not contributing nothing, and I don't even know his right position because he doesn't play the 10 position very well. So that's where we have. In regards to that, I have some few comments here. Mount is on less than half of Aubameyang. Mount isn't a 10. You don't go on if we rate somebody in the world top 5 in position. Mount is an 8. Absolutely. We know a lot of fans knows right position for Mason Mount. Felix won't be here next season. We don't know that. We're not really sure, Mr. Patrick, if Chelsea is going to secure.
I think they want like 140 million, something like that.
That's too much. That was too much money. It would destroy our wage. Financial fair play will come in if we have to pay that much money for Felix. He's in loan. Remember, he's on loan. Absolutely. Like, comment, and subscribe, and turn all bell notification on. Coming from Steven. Thank you very much, Steve-O. I hope you're doing very, very well. I know when you're less busy, you catch us later, probably in the subsequent stream, maybe tomorrow. We'll have you here, Stephen. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you. See you here again, Mr. Patrick, and everyone. We're gonna move on from Hams. You want to say something before we move on?
The thing about Mason Mount, he stopped. I think after the Champions League final, it just seemed like he declined, but in a sense, like he's still getting goals and assists, but he wasn't really, it wasn't really him. It wasn't really him doing it wasn't himself in a way. I was supportive of Mount since the beginning. I've had faith in him, but ever since then, I've lost interest in him. I just don't think he's that same player that I've last seen a few seasons ago. I don't know what he does anymore. I really don't know. Now I just see him as a hard worker in the pitch. The presser. That's all I see, like a runner.
Amplify your voice a little bit, Hams. Amplify the voice a little bit.
I just think like
good.
I just think like the contract situation with Mount. I think I heard like from someone he wanted like double or triple the wages that he's getting. Like,
is there a reliable source, Hams? Is there a reliable source?
I don't think he wants 300k. No, I don't think it's. I don't know if it's reliable because that person who told me. But I think Steven told me it was around like 240, I believe, 240, something like that. He told me that.
Mount is not on 240.
No, he said he wants 240, but he's on 80,000 right now, right? Something like that. So
we should look at if you said that. I think Mount deserves every money he's asking for. He's been Chelsea a player. I think a player of the season for 2 consecutive times, back and back. So he's not a bad player overnight, and then he deserves what he's asking for. Mount deserves what he's asking for.
I could argue that he didn't deserve last season's player of the season, but I'm not going to discredit him. I believe Silva deserved that.
Silva deserved that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the fans. I mean, a lot of fans love him, and fans also love Silva. So it goes hand in hand. It depends on what the fans are voting for. Mason Mount. So we're gonna move on from there. Silva could miss the Dortmund game. Expected to be out at least one.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Koulibaly and Fofana, right? Like
yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. So Silva could miss the Dortmund game. Expected to be out at least 1 week. The talk is we can sign Felix for 70 to 80 million with either Pulisic or Ziyech going the other way. Someone is Simeone. Simeone is a big fan of both players. So that is coming from DJ. So thank you very much. We have to get rid of Potter before the Dortmund game. If we don't, we will lose. I don't see Chelsea winning. Get rid of Potter now. That's where I stand. If everyone wants to know where I stand right now, I want Potter out of the football club. That's where I stand at this moment.
Would you would you pay for his flight?
Yeah, I'll order for Uber or maybe what do you call it? Is it Light or Uber, something like that? I know of Uber. We have to get rid of Potter before the Dortmund game. Else, yes, coming from Christian. How you doing, Christian? It's nice to see you here. If you're just joining us, do not forget to put a like on the video, Christian. I like your comments, my brother. Subscribe and smash the like button. Everyone, I thank you very much, DJ Sal, for promoting the channel. Great stream as always. Thank you very much, DJ Sal. Felix, we have 278 people watching live. Wherever you're watching us live from, let me know. I have my special guest with me, and I have Andrew, and also we have another big fan joining us here at this moment. Betting Bowlers, Mr. Max, another true big YouTuber, and also a content creator for the Chelsea community. He's joining us here probably from home, I guess. I'm very sure he is. Felix has made more chances than any other player. Missing chances is our main issue. Reece James is on 230. Yes, Reece James is on 230. At least, what's his name? Mason Mount should be able to make pretty much the same. That's where he's also looking at players that are just coming in. Players like Enzo Fernandez, Modric. What are they on? I'm not so sure of what Modric on, but there's no way that Aubameyang should be making 3 times Mason Mount, the guy who has been there and carried Chelsea through and through when things were very, very difficult. Everything was on Mason Mount. So Mason Mount deserves whatever he's asking for. So welcome back again, Ryan, and welcome back to the stream, Mr. Max.
Yeah, hi guys. Hi, how you doing?
We're doing very, very well. I watched your video. I watched the whole entire video the other day, and I know how you feel. So take us through, Max, the game on Sunday. Take us through and let us know what you think of Graham Potter at this moment in time, Max.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, to be honest, he's not doing himself any favors. The guy, I've been an advocate for this manager for a while, and I was one who was crying out for patience within our fan base.
Yeah.
But there comes a time when, he needs to look at himself and find out what's happening. First of all, the easiest thing to do against Tottenham, everyone was saying it, you match up against Tottenham. When you match up against Tottenham and you go 3 at the back, that's when they get problems. Tuchel did it. Yeah, Tuchel did it 4 times last year in the League Cup and the Cup, and they just didn't. We mastered them in everything when we played that way. So, and the thing is, with Potter, the first 7 games that he won, I think he was playing with a 3 at the back system. And when we went back to a 4-3-2-1, that's when we started to lose games. So if any smart manager, if you're starting to lose games with one system, revert to the system that you were having success in. Okay, if you want to go to a different system, do it in pre-season when you've got all the time with all the players. Don't
to try something.
Change. Yeah, exactly. Don't do something. Try something. It's not working. It's obvious the players are not sort of buying into his ideas at the moment. So that's the first thing I think we got wrong. Second thing is he needs to be brave. Okay, he needs to pick. He's got 33. Okay, I have a bit of sympathy with him because he's got a squad, a bloated squad of 33 players. But he needs to say, who am I going to be having in my squad for next season? And take that difficult decision of saying, okay, these are the players I'm going to work with. I'm sorry, guys. The other players, they're going to be getting paid their big money. They may be unhappy, but they're getting their paycheck. So you've got to think about yourself as a manager, not the rest of the players. You can't be nicey with these players. Ten Hag at Manchester United, the reason why Manchester United are doing so well, he's come in, he's made some difficult decisions. You know, he said to Ronaldo, "Look, mate, you're out," and he treated him. You know, you're not the superstar here. You're gone. Rashford, when Rashford was scoring a lot of goals, he came late for training one day. What did he do? He said, "You're on the bench. I don't care how well you're doing. You're on the bench." What does that do? That allows the players to know who's in charge. You know, you can't be as a parent. People say to me, "You can't be your boy's best friend all the time because the people are going to have no respect for you." So sometimes, in order to gain respect, sometimes I've got to be a dad. Sometimes I've got to be a friend. Same with Graham Potter. Sometimes he's got to be the man that they don't like, because you know, if you're too nicey with these players, they can take advantage of it. And the other thing is he too comfortable in his role? You know, with the board saying, "Oh yeah, he's okay, he's got time." What message is that saying? You know, even if they think that, tell the guy he's got 2 games to sort it out. And what does that do? You don't sort it out in 2 days, you're gone. It creates a sense of urgency into the team that we need to start playing now. Otherwise, I might be out the door. You know, saying that you've got it until the end of the season, no matter what. No, you can't be doing that. And we look like a team who are low in confidence. The players don't know what they're doing, and so they are just doing their own thing. It's all about improvisation now because they just don't know what they're doing. Is it a confidence thing? Is it a lack of instructions? I don't know. So something has to give, you know. And when you're looking at somebody like, because I saw the interview afterwards, we were talking about watching the Arsenal All or Nothing and what happened with Arteta and everything else. I used to use the argument, but with Arteta, he was. Yeah. I did some research on Arteta and Klopp, and although their records after 17 games were similar or quite identical to what Potter's is, because Potter, I think, lost 2 more games than what Klopp did and 3 more games than what Arteta did. But the difference is when Klopp started at Liverpool, I think he got 5 points from his first 12 out of the first 12, and Arteta got 2 out of the first 9, I think it was. So, and Potter got 9 out of 9, so he won his first 3 games. But after that, it's gone on a downward slope. So what we're seeing is it's not moving upwards. It's going down. You know, he's regressing game by game. So you know, and he's now got a near full fit side to choose from, but yet he's still struggling to find his first 11, chopping and changing too many times. Just make a decision. Pick an 11. Stick with that 11. Let them gain a bit of chemistry. If you upset other people, so be it. You know, Ziyech, what's Ziyech doing? Why is he playing when he clearly doesn't want to be at the club? He was 20 seconds from leaving the club, but yet he's in the starting lineup week in, week out. He's not going to be here next season. We need to be planning for next season. Make those difficult decisions and drop these players who are not going to be here for next season, and try to do something with the players who are going to be here for next season. And maybe that way, you know, if we can see some signs, if we can see some positive signs, which we can't see at the moment. I saw against Dortmund and the first half against West Ham, I did see something that I thought, okay, that's something that we can work with. But then he took 3 steps backwards after those games. So, you know, the next 2 games against Southampton and Tottenham, unacceptable. So it looks like, you know, we're not seeing a upward, you know, turn in form. And finally, the last comment I want to make is, I sort of in the process of doing a video, doing some research for another video I want to make, and it's looking at the performances of some of the managers that we've had in the past. Thomas Tuchel is 5th on that list. 5th from bottom, sorry. Not Thomas Tuchel, sorry. Graham Potter is 5th from bottom on that list for percentage wins. 5th from bottom. And that's damning. That's quite damning. And a lot of managers were sacked for a lot worse than that. And without doing too much of a spoiler on the video that I'm going to make, If we look at Glenn Hoddle actually had a worse win percentage than Graham Potter. But with Glenn Hoddle, you saw what he was trying to do. You saw that he was trying to change the whole philosophy of the club. And when he was in charge at the club, he was changing the way that we played. And we can see that visibly. And with that comes teething pains. But with Potter, we can't even see what he's trying to do and what he's trying to achieve. So for me, if you could see that, then you could say, yeah, we're making headways. But at the moment, we can't see that. So with regret, I would say that he's not the right man for the job, because I said I was a big advocate for him and I wanted him to succeed. I want to believe in a big long-term project. So I believe that what the owners are doing is the right thing, not by keeping him, but by trying to have a long-term manager. But, right idea, but wrong man, I think. So I think we need to get somebody in who's going to get command and respect of these players. Because at the end of the day, I know I used to laugh at a lot of people when they said, this isn't Brighton, but they've got a point now, because at Brighton, you can do it over 2 or 3 seasons because the expectations there are not high. At Chelsea, the expectations are high. So, this project can't last 2, 3, 4 seasons. It can't. The fans won't allow it to last that long. So, he needs to, we need to start seeing, not something, I don't expect something this season. I'd prefer this season to have a season of pain if it meant us moving forward in the right direction. But as I said, I want to see something visibly. I want to see something. I want to see that we are making progress. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yes, betting ballers, big up to betting ballers over the guys. Do you see this man over here? A very, very great Chelsea fan. He's been supporting Chelsea for years and years. We've talked about the Chelsea, true Chelsea people that have been supporting the club for quite a long time. He knows those back in the days. I started supporting the Chelsea at 1998, and he's been with the team since I'll say 80s to 90s, so he knows a lot
a bit
in and
longer,
out.
78.
Oh, there you go. So 70s, 80s, 90s, he's been there. So history, he knows a lot. So guys, if we got 265 people watching live, let us know where you're watching it from, and look at right there. I think I'm gonna put his link in the comment section below right now. So I'm going to help. Please do me a favor, click on it and subscribe to that platform and enjoy those wonderful content that he put on his platform. It's very, very important. The last time when he came on, I got carried away. I couldn't do it. This time I was like, no, I was supposed to do something like that for my big brother. So yes, guys, he has a very, very, he's got he's got a backup, 2 guys over there. He's got a lovely voice, they support him. And when you see them rapping, you'll be amazed. You want to see those intros. And you will love them. You love those boys. And hooked up to the channel, guys. Support my brother. That is what we do over here. These platforms, the smart channels, as we keep growing all the time. We support each other so we can all grow. A lot of people have supported me, and when I see them on my platform, I make sure I shout them out. Also, he didn't hesitate when I invited him to the platform. Just like Mo from the Blue Lounge, him, and also DJ Sav, all these people. Chelsea Perspective, big up to you. Also, Big Brother, all these people, we know each other. Small community, we help each other. That's like those big ones, they don't want to support, but then we support ourselves. So I want to thank everyone. I'm going to put this link there right away. So guys, subscribe and support him, support his platform, and let's all get the community growing. So I have a few comments here. Mr. Ryan, do you have anything you want to say in regards to what Mr. Max said? Max from my Betting Ballers Chelsea FC channel.
No, I listened to everything Max said and agree with virtually all of it. I also, at the beginning when Potter was appointed, was optimistic. I thought he'd done a good job at Brighton. He has a track record of, helping a club to grow and developing young players. So I could see why Bowley appointed him. And I agree that this rebuild is a long-term project and it needs a long-term manager. But, the performances of Chelsea, the last couple of months, it's just been on a very, very steep decline, and Potter is just not showing that he is the man to turn things around. The players, it looks like he's losing the players. He's already lost, I think, sections of the fan base. I said it before, I think the writing's very much on the wall. I know we keep seeing reports. I've seen one today saying that, they're not going to sack him, that they're going to stick with him, and he's a long-term manager. But, how much more can this continue? If you lose, you already lost to Southampton recently, that bottom of the Premier League. You lost the first leg to Dortmund. If you go out of the Champions League, I mean, I personally can't see how he can continue any longer.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And there's something else as well, which I forgot to. Sorry to interrupt you. There's something else.
Go ahead.
1 goal in February.
Yep, and that was the goal of the season, goal of the month.
That by default, yeah. Yeah, 1 goal in February. That's damning.
I think I lost. I lost my special guest. I lost him real quick. Andrew, if you're watching us, you can click on the same link. It will bring you back. So before we end the stream, we're about to end the stream in the next few minutes. So, but before I've put my brother Max link in the comment section over there, guys. If you're watching, click on it at this moment. You got 273 people, guys. If you click on it, that will up our brothers' subscription. It will boost it up. So, guys, look into that right now. If you can't find it, if you can't find it, let me share this with you real quick on my platform. So I don't know if I don't know, but maybe YouTube will not do anything. I don't know. I'm not so sure, but I'll share his link. He'll give me the permission to do that. This is our brother here. You can check him over there. That is him over there. That is him. That's our brother. He's talking Chelsea. Look at his platform and look at it. Look at it. The logo is right there. Him and the son. Lovely boys. They do lots of Chelsea content. So watch him talk this. You want to get into this. Get into that. And then see what he's got to say on regards to Chelsea's lose against Tottenham Hotspur. So, guys, that's what we have for now. Click on it and subscribe to his platform. Thank you very much, guys, for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. Okay, we'll move on from there. Let's try and bring the stream to an end. I think I lost my brother. So let me read some few comments and then I'll see what Mr. Max have to say. Steven said, okay, this is what Steven said. I asked people this in the server. I am in. Who do you think as interim who will get in the summer? Who will get in the summer? June. So ready to prepare for preseason. I'm sure he's talking about who are we going to have as an interim if Potter is gone. I know Max and Ryan and Hams are taking note of some of these comments coming in, so we can we can have an answer for it. Swear he played 3 at the back at Brighton. That is coming from Stephen. He said Potter plays a 3 at the back at Brighton. A Phantom of Many Topic said Max Button Bellon, time to consider your real home, Crystal Palace.
Although I live 20 minutes walk away from Palace, no, they'll never be my team. No.
Okay. Bench dear captain. That is what he's saying. From Mr. Patrick said 166 to like the video. Okay, Tuchel played back for the Spurs. Coming from a brother said, Phantom, you still support Fulham. Coming from DJ South. DJ, who is
big up DJ, by the way.
Yeah.
Apologies for not. I was on a stream with him yesterday. I couldn't get back on. Apologies. But big up. Yeah.
DJ, who is higher on the table? CFC or FFC, Fulham Football Club?
Oh no!
This is real banter.
Do you know we're the second worst team in London at the moment? After West Ham are propping us up.
Is it Chelsea or Fulham?
Yeah, West Ham are propping us up because Brentford are higher than us, Fulham are higher than us, Tottenham and Arsenal are higher than us.
And West Ham.
So it'll be West Ham United.
Yeah, just
They'll,
West
they'll
Ham.
be hard.
Yeah.
They'll be hard enough. So
I agree. I agree, Phantom. I give that to you. Who has
Palace as
won
well.
more trophies? Who has won more trophies? Max, this is Phantom main topic. Max, you should bring the great one. DJ winner of the English championship. You will never sing. Actually, now you might sing that. Ha ha ha. Phantom, I respect your opinion, but we will not get relegated, mate.
the thing is, we
Uh,
don't know that. If we keep Potter, you never know.
But we
Yeah.
don't know. You know what? In going back in history, 1980, DJ would remember this. 88, 87, 88, I think it was. We
Ryan.
went down. Yeah, we went down with a guy called Bobby Campbell, and everyone was saying Chelsea were too good to go down. We had some good players then, but yeah, we still got relegated. So
Let me say this real quick. Ryan, are you there?
Got relegated
what time?
like 5 times,
You know what
right?
time it is, right? You know what time it is. You and Max and then Hamskin, and I'll be 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes to lay off this stream right now.
Yes, I know what time it is. Yes, sure. You want me to take over the comments?
Max, please, you guys, go back in front of your guys to Potter and Chelsea, and then I'll catch you guys up in just 5 minutes. Okay.
Sure.
Max.
I had a question actually for Max. It's something I was reading earlier. So I'm sure you know this analytics company Opta. You know, they do these publish these football statistics. You might have seen this one. There's a statistic circulating on social media about Enzo Fernandez that basically he has the worst defensive record in one-on-one situations across all of the top 5 European leagues since he's joined Chelsea. So they're saying that he's been dribbled past 3 times on average per game that he's played for Chelsea in the Premier League. And that's the worst record basically of any midfielder in the top 5 European leagues. And when I saw that, it shocked me. So I already knew you haven't won a game and you've not kept clean sheets since he's been in the team. But I mean, what's your thoughts on that statistic? Is this kind of indicating that he is better suited maybe in a more advanced like number 8 position and he shouldn't be a number 6 for Chelsea, or is it a bit of an anomaly, and once Kante comes in, the team replaces Ruben Loftus-Cheek, there'll be more of a balance and then he won't be dribbled as much?
When we bought him, I told people that he is more of a Cesc Fabregas type player. Okay, he needs like a Matic. Remember when we had Matic? He needs someone like a Matic next to him in order for him to excel in his game. He's not a lone DM. If there is a guy on Chelsea called on Twitter called Chelsea Central, and he does a lot of analysis of player analysis. So one of the things that it stood out for me in his analysis of Enzo Fernandez is that in one-on-one situations he is not very good. He's quite, because he gets dribbled past a lot, even when he was playing at Benfica. So that's something that I knew about him before he came to Chelsea. So it's not a surprise to me when I saw that. He is a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, but I just think we're utilising him in the wrong way at the minute. So he needs a good defensive partner to work with, because I think Benfica, he had like a bodyguard, a number 6 he played next to as well. He can play that defensive role, but he's not blessed with pace. He's fast, but not fast. So that, for instance, that's why I'm surprised that he was the one who was left behind at Dortmund to defend the corner on the breakaway, because, as I said, his pace isn't the best. So you'd have put someone back who's a bit quicker, or the setup. Do you think against Dortmund anyway? Because
if he was in a midfield too with, say, Declan Rice, do you think that would work well?
I think that'd be perfect. Yeah, someone like a Declan Rice or something like that, or the guy from Southampton. Lavia, or someone like that. I think it will work. It'll work quite well. Loftus-Cheek is not really a natural DM, neither, because he started his career as an attacking player, midfielder. Sorry, but he's not a natural defensive midfielder. He's got the physicality. I think that's why they're playing
The other
him at the
question I had
moment, because there's nobody else.
There's nobody else, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The other question I had for both of you was, when I was watching Tottenham, Chelsea, obviously Koulibaly started with Silva, and then Silva got injured, and then he brought Fofana on. So were you surprised that Badiashile, he's kind of like the form defender in that back four, that he was overlooked? Or do you think it's injury, or he's being rested?
I was surprised. I was surprised at his selection, his team selection. I looked at a team selection yesterday, and quite a few things surprised me in that selection, because Badiashile next to Silva has been working really well. Koulibaly, he's more for the European games. The European games are a bit slower paced and more tactical. So in the European games, he's okay. He hasn't got used to the pace of the Premier League yet, and he's quite rash when it comes to tackling in the Premier League. So I'd have stuck with with Badiashile and Silva. I think we've only conceded 1 goal in 4 matches. So you go back to that for me. So I was really surprised not to see him play, and particularly that he's not involved in the Champions League as well. So even more so, you'd have been fresh and ready to go. So I'd have started him.
Yes,
that's exactly the point. Yeah.
I don't
I'm sorry.
Like, especially Badiashile is not registered, and that's when whoever takes over, like Koulibaly, whoever. It just doesn't make sense, because he's been good for us and the partnership's been working. Why change it? Because Koulibaly hasn't been good since the start of the season. But I just believe he's been. He doesn't seem like he's found out the rhythm of the Premier League. I just felt like it was not a good lineup overall. It's not just Koulibaly, it's just other areas like White Havertz still playing. I don't understand that. And you left 2 of your signings in the bench, 2 or 3, whatever. It doesn't make sense. Why you have faith on the players that haven't done well for you, and why not try the other players who haven't got a chance yet? That's what I think.
I agree. And what did you guys think of Mason Mount? So obviously he didn't start. He's you could sense he was visibly frustrated. He looked very kind of he looked pretty miserable on the bench. And then when he did come on, he got booked for dissent, I think, by the referee. And he looked very kind of tense and frustrated on the pitch, and he was going in, flying into challenges, and I don't know, that just didn't feel like the Mason Mount we know when he was on the pitch against Tottenham. Is it just a case of they need to sort his contract out and eventually his form will come back, or do you have more concerns when it comes to Mason Mount?
Mason Mount's been out of form all season, really. So he should have started on the bench, as far as I'm concerned, because he hasn't hit the heights of last season. And I think it's mainly some of it's because he's been overplayed a lot. Remember, he's played for Chelsea, he's played international football. And what people have got to realise is last season we played. Remember, we were in the World Club Cup. We got to 2 domestic finals as well. And that's another thing a lot of people have overlooked in our performance. It's no coincidence that us and Liverpool this season are out of form badly, because we played a lot of games last season because of the World Cup being played in December. We've had to condense all the Champions League games into one session just before the World Cup, and so Mount, I think it's part of it's tiredness as well, fatigue. Part of it is the loss of form, loss of confidence. He's a player who likes to play all the time, but the manager's taken that decision now to leave him out, which is the right one for me, because nobody has you deserve a place on merit, not just because you like to play all the time. So he's probably getting frustrated with the contract talks as well. And so all of that sort of bubbled up, and we're playing Tottenham as well. So people that are against Tottenham is always going to be a bit of a needle between the 2 teams. So all of that together, I think that's probably why he was like the way he was yesterday. But for me, I just feel with the contract situation, it's a difficult one. He's the way that the new managers want to do it now. They want to do performance-related pay, and they want to tie players up to long-term contracts. Mason Mount doesn't want to be tied up to a long-term contract at Chelsea, and I'm not sure what he's asking for money-wise. But the thing is, if it wrangles on, they said that if he doesn't sign a new contract, then he will have to. He's going to be sold because they don't want a situation like we had with Rudiger and Christensen, where we don't get money for our top assets. So that could be playing on his mind as well. But yeah, it could be a number of things really for his performance.
Yeah, I mean, I've discussed with Nizan and Stephen about Mason Mount in previous streams, and as a Liverpool fan, I've never hid the fact that I'd love to have him at Liverpool if he doesn't extend his contract at Chelsea. I think he'd suit our kind of attacking style of football, and he's English as well. He's young, so I would be very surprised if he doesn't extend the contract with Chelsea. I think he's too good a player to let go.
And it's good to hear that from a fan from an opposing team as well, because I think a lot of the Chelsea fan base don't appreciate him. And I don't understand why. I think it's bizarre because he is a good player. He's just a good player who's not in any. He's just low in confidence and low in poor form at the moment. But he is somebody who, once he gets back to form, has got a lot to offer for the team. And what we got to realise, because you made a good point, he is English. Because a lot of our fan base are saying, let's get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, let's get rid of Conor Gallagher, let's get rid of Mason Mount. And you get rid of all these players, you need 8 homegrown players in the squad. They don't realise it. Who are going to replace these players? So we need to, be sensible when we're, having a go at some of these players. Because but I hope he does sign a new contract because I think he still has a lot to offer for us.
Hams, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. I just think I agree in sense of like he wasn't good at all since the start of the season. I just think like he should be in the bench more often, due to the fact that it's better for him to get rest and ease him in the team. In fact, because he's been playing far too much, and if you see his history, he's playing far too much, and he's on a downwards standard right now. I just think like the contract situation is on his mind still. I just think that his confidence is very bad. I just think like the whole team as well. I heard like many rumors about how much he's. Some of them are not true. Some of them could be true. I've heard 300k. I heard double the amount or triple the amount where he's getting. I think he's getting 80k right now, and he doesn't want to sign like a long term, like 7 years or something. He wants to. I also heard like Liverpool are linked with him, and I heard other clubs are linked with him. But whatever the case is, since his contract runs out next season, next summer, if we happen not to sign a contract with him, it's the best thing to do is just cash in and just sell him. I don't want to sell him for free because we don't want to lose profit or money. So that's the thing with Mason Mount. I just think we just need to rest him and not be in the bench for the incoming games and play the other players.
Yeah, exactly. And I know he would have been upset, I think, with how his World Cup went, especially. Because I remember he played. I think he started the first 2 games, didn't he? But then he was on the bench, and when it came to the knockout rounds, he was very bit part. He played just a few minutes against Senegal, and then he played, I think, like 10 minutes or something against France. So it's been a really tough season for him. But I think one of you said it before. He had like 10 plus goals and assists last season. You don't just suddenly become a bad player the following season. The ability's there. It's just, I think, a large part of it is fatigue, and he needs to be rested.
Agree. I agree.
Okay, let me just quickly catch up on the comments then. So it's gone to Botsy. Let me just get to that. Right, sorry guys, I'm just catching up on the comments here.
All right.
So yes, let's.
I wanted
Gone
to
to Botsy.
I wanted to ask a question about Liverpool.
Okay, let me very quickly just go through these, catch up
Oh,
with the comments, and then
oh,
feel free to. Gone to Botsy says it was Division 1 either way. We won both anyway. Patrick Bateman, please react to WH post-match interview, then watch Potters. You'll see which one is elite. I know what you're referring to there. Gone to Botsy, Division 1. It was Division 1, 2, 4, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gabrielle, not teaching you anything, but ironically you're wrong. No hard feelings. This is a fan channel. All bros. DJ Sav says here, remember that year well, Max, Bobby Campbell, bad memories. God of Frogs, good to see you, God of Frogs. I miss the old days when times were much simpler. Used to be hating on Mount every game. Now Potter came in and took the heat off Mount. It's not right. So clearly God of Frogs not a Mason Mount fan. What do you guys think of that comment?
which one?
The Mason Mount one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mason Mount. The blame has been shifted from Mason Mount to Potter.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it was tongue in cheek. I think it's probably tongue in cheek. So.
Yeah,
yeah,
hope so.
I suppose it is. Yeah, because now obviously Mount was public enemy number one for whatever reason. But now Potter's taken on that mantle. Yeah, but you'd have thought that they'd make Mount play a bit better, give him a bit more confidence. But no, he hasn't really done it this season. So don't know. But
Yep, exactly.
I bet you, if he went to someone like a Liverpool, then he will start performing again, and then all these Chelsea players who are having a go at him will start saying, "Why did we let him go? It's another Kevin De Bruyne or Mo Salah situation, or whatever." So,
But look at Jorginho right now.
But you know what? For Jorginho, my theory for Jorginho is, if you look at Arsenal and the way they play with a lot of movement and a lot of runners. So that's why Jorginho is able to pass the ball forward and a lot quicker, because of their style. You take Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea now. He started off quite good with forward passing. If you look at the last couple of games, he's gone to the side with backwards passing. Why? Because there's nothing in front of him to pass to. So we need to change the way we play.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I agree with that. So we've got here DJ Sav, God of Frogs, big up, how are you? And God of Frogs saying, sup Sav, tired and depressed, still after a terrible game. Phantom and many topics, good to see you as well. Ryan, if we get 0 points from now to the end, will we get relegated? I don't know about that. I know that you're closer to the relegation zone than you are to the Champions League spots, which is not a good place to be.
So you just say 40 points, 42 points is what you need for safety. Yeah. So how many points are we on now? I've stopped looking at the league table now, so I don't even know how many points we're on.
9, number 8, right?
We're on
we're on 31,
31.
So we need 9. We need to find 3 wins from somewhere from our last 14 games to be safe. 4 wins, I say.
It doesn't sound like much, but when you're in this bad form, 1 win is like climbing Mount Everest, isn't it?
We need to score a goal before we can think about getting a win. So.
If we start scoring, we can see something, but we can't score one. Save our lives. The problem.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the form table. So the last 6
I think-
games, you're 15th out of 20 clubs. Pretty dire.
I think Man United's top, right? Second is Arsenal on table.
In the last 5 games,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now, we've picked up 3 points from our last 5 games. And the only team who's done worse than us is Southampton. Picked up 3 points as well.
The 3 points
And
are all draw.
Crystal Palace have picked up 4. Yeah, all draws, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I think we're second from bottom in the last 5 games.
Not good. So got a frogs here says full day and still no club announcement. I think these owners are brain dead. Gontobotsi Phantom, it's the special one, never been called great, but you have only been a European football fan for 4 years, following 3 teams. God of Frogs, the fact our club are looking at Brentford's manager as a potential replacement says it all. I mean, he's doing a pretty good job, the Brentford manager. I wouldn't discredit him.
He's a very good manager.
He's a very good manager, Thomas Frank.
I will not take the risk. I think it should stay in Brentford, to be honest. I don't want him to deal with that kind of mess in our club. He'll be the same thing for Potter. There's not much difference.
Yeah, I don't think he's Chelsea level for me, but yeah. You need to go for someone who's got a big personality and knows how to handle big players.
Yeah, I think he signed a new contract, if I remember correctly, just before the new year.
Yeah, he did.
Thomas Frank with Brentford. So yeah, I think we all agree that's unrealistic to happen. Gone to Botsi. Ryan had occurred to you, Enzo needs to settle into the pace of the EPL. That's true. That is very true, and I think that's someone else also mentioned that. So yeah, he definitely needs time to adapt. Okay, I've caught up with some of the comments. I'll just hand over back to Nazan.
Where have we got to? Where have we got to? All the way down from Mikhail? You've done all
No. There's I have got to. Where have I got to? I think God of Frogs or DJ Sav mentioned about Thomas Frank.
Okay, I'll get into it now. Thank you very much, everyone. Numbers are dropping. Looks like it's getting late for everyone. So we will try and bring it to an end here. And we still got a lot to talk about in regards to Chelsea Football Club and how things are going. Mr. Max, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. DJ Sab, everyone, Mikhail. Yeah, Mikhail, I really appreciate you coming, spending time with us here on the comment section below. I'll try and see if I can read a couple more. I know some are very, very interesting. From Guta said, I have a humility thanks coming from Guta. Have you read that one? Ryan, did you read that one?
No, I haven't read that one. No.
Guys, apologize if I mix some of them because I'm not really sure where we are at this moment. DJ, I'm for less invested in English football than American football. On my channel, I did this stadium tour for the Dallas Cowboy, a loyal fan since 1977. Mikhail said, big up Blues panel chat. Oh, yeah, big up to you, Mikhail. Got the Frogs, Boris Johnson. I don't know what Boris Johnson is doing here. Not political. This depressing football from the from that fraud fake manager has shown who the real Chelsea fans are. Absolutely. Phantom of Many topic. This is coming from DJ Sav. How's your channel going? He's going very fine. He's doing a little bit, Phantom of Many topic. I shout him out here a lot of times, and I've been watching. If you guys don't watch his channel, you gotta watch. He's been learning how to fly a plane. You got to watch him out. You got to watch him out. He's been learning how to fly a plane. Okay, big up Mikhail coming from okay. Mount rejected the long-term aspect, not money. Okay. My channel is mostly travel diary. Just returned to Manila from Tapi. Is it Tapi? I did get into a live flight simulator at 737 on video. Absolutely, yeah. I saw that video and I love it. Hi, DJ Tot. I've seen Max in the panel. Been a while since I've seen him to do the rounds coming from Mikhail. Mikhail, yeah, he was on at the moment. Absolutely. Put out the beat, the bat signal. Put out the bat signal. We need the dark night. We need the dark night. I don't blame Mount for signing a death row contract, playing under this owners till he's 31 years old. Just to speed up, that's from Miss Mikael. Where are we getting 9 more points from this season? I don't know. That would be very, very hard from the way we're playing.
We still got Liverpool, we still got Man United, we still got Man City, we still got Arsenal, we still got Newcastle, we still got Brighton, we still got Brentford.
Look at how we're playing.
Yeah. Everton win and Liverpool draw.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mikael said 31, 9 away from 40 max. That's a lot. Just don't see 9 draws happening. Mikael, Mourinho would not do worse than Potter. Absolutely. Seeing the movie, all these attackers will be is it rolled it out. All players brought in the pack business and basses, the pack basses. Okay, talking about Mourinho, yeah, he can start with the pack the bass before he gets his team start to play football. At least we can secure, we can stop conceding goals. We can stop conceding goals before we really finalize where we are, and then we can start playing football. If you bring Mourinho,
and he'll play Jao Felix as a holding midfielder as well. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anything? Yeah, seen that. Okay, yeah. Hampton, how you been coming from, Mr. Mikhail? How many trophies does a baseball team compete for in the US per season? I'm not so sure. Probably only one. Still need a Tommy style tap in striker. We need a striker. Even no matter what kind of striker it is, we need a striker. You want
we've got a striker there. We've got Sam
coming
Kerr.
in.
Bring her in. Bring Sam Kerr in.
Who?
She'll do better than all the blokes.
Sam Kerr
for the women's.
Oh, Sam Kerr.
Yeah,
do you guys think that Chelsea will get this girl? Was from Manchester United. What's her name? That striker. Quite tall.
What's her name?
I think she'll be going on the free. I think she'll be going on free this summer. I forgot her name, but yeah, Manchester United striker. I forgot her name. Mikhail Todd Bowley took a last place team to the World Series ring in 5 years. Okay. Phantom, you are a glory hunter, not a supporter. Coming from Patrick Bettman. So 1 trophy. Okay.
Who does he support now?
He supports Chelsea and support Fulham. Yeah. Mikhail said we better settle in. Gonna be like watching paint dry. It'll take a while for that paint. It depends on the kind of paint you use it. All the way, guys need the time to adapt to EPL plays, but everyone expect that it will happen in a few weeks. Not in a few weeks, but at least something should have happened. Patrick in American football. Patrick in American football, my Dallas Cowboy, my only team ever has not won a Super Bowl in 27 years. It's not only you, my team too, the Lions. My team, the Detroit Lions. Man, it's about time. They're getting close. They're getting there. Good one, Max. If Hey wins the quadruple, bring her in the next season. Only if she will take that job. Patrick Soccer, yes, American football has taught me loyalty does not pay off. Absolutely, loyalty doesn't pay off. And nowadays there's no loyalty in football. we have to know. He supports every team under the sun that's winning. All right, so I've catch up with the stream, guys. I've catch up. Let's wrap it up. Mr. Ryan, Mr. Hams Master, big up to you, Mr. Hams. How's your channel doing, bro? I don't shut you out when we have that numbers. When we have that numbers drawing in. Should have said something. I forgot, bro. Apologize. Next time, you're on. I'm advertising for you free because you support the channel a lot. So you're gonna get that advertisement free here on the channel. Looks like we dropping a lot. So Hams, what do you want to say before we bring the stream to an end, brother?
I just like to say thank you for everyone for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Making this out for stream for us. It's been a very good stream, very engaging. I'm glad for the opinions that are given out amongst Potter and Chelsea and in general. Just stay tuned for more streams like that and more streams in general. And thank you guys for watching. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ryan, big up to the great Liverpool supporter on this platform. I love him so much, brother. What's up? Big Ryan, can you hear me?
You might be in the forest.
Yeah, he can hear me. Let's go to Mr. Max. Mr. Max, plug yourself, brother. Plug yourself.
Okay, once again, thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate it. Always like having conversations with you. Apologies for being late. I had some work to do. But
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so anyone who hasn't hit that subscribe button for this channel as well, I'll give it a plug. So subscribe to this channel, get involved in the debate. Max Talks Football or Burton Borders is my channel. I used to do it. My boys don't do it as much now. I thought my boy Elijah would be doing it a lot because he's an Arsenal supporter, so he'll be gloating about Arsenal winning. So I may get him on if they win the league.
Okay, I want to hear from him. I'd love to hear from him.
Yeah, so he'll be gloating. So Zane is a bit depressed at the minute because of the way Chelsea are playing at the minute. So he's used to us winning all the time. You see, he hasn't been through the hardships. So I have to teach him how to go through these hard times with Chelsea. But it's worth it if we become successful again. So I tend to do match analysis now and just some thought pieces about what's going on with our club. And I've thrown a bit of history from time to time. So that's me. So once again, thanks for having me on the show. Always good to have Chelsea debate.
So guys, that is betting Bollis right there, big man over there. He's got a very, very healthy. He's got more subscribers than I do over here, but then it's not about the subscribers; it's about the community. That's what we all hooting for. So, guys, if you haven't seen his videos, you heard him talk. He's got a lot of knowledge in terms of football. So, Mr. Batman. Yeah, Mr. Patrick, you can hear him. You can hear Mr. Max talk today. Subscribe to his platform. I know DJ Sav is already there. So Phantom Mini Topic, I know he's probably there. A lot of guys.
He's always first to like as well, Phantom Mini.
Guys, they like the video, put them more and likes on it so he can shoot up. He's done a lot for the Chelsea community in terms of analysis of games and players and how he sees coaches and everything. So everything you heard from him, it's what lots of Chelsea fans are also hoping it will happen to the club. I'm one of the people, and I'm leading the race on my platform. Potter need to get out now. If you want to know where I stand, I want Potter out. That is time. I'm not giving to the rest of the season anymore. Potter need to get out now. If you don't agree with me, that's my opinion. Potter need to get out. Get out of my club.
Get out.
And Mikel, I'll pass the message on if I see Potter.
Get out now.
Subscribe.
I'll have a good meal with Potter and tell him. I mean, a good meal with Bowley and tell him to get rid of Potter.
I tried to email Bowley and he didn't respond.
Mr. Ryan, can you hear me now? Big Ryan.
I can hear you. Sorry, man. I was having some technical problems. It's kind of like in and out.
Judging Club Son. I can hear you. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
I can hear you now. Judging Club Son. Can you hear me?
I'm here,
All right,
man. I wanted to
Mr.
quickly
Ryan.
mention Zion very quickly.
Okay.
I saw Paul Ince mention something about one of your players that's on loan. Where is it? Cassidy. Is it Cassidy, the midfielder?
Cassidy,
Oh, Reading, yeah.
Reading.
Reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying like I think he's only played like 2 games, but the guy's like performing really well, and he wishes he was a Reading player and not on loan from Chelsea. So that guy's definitely one to watch for the future.
Look, everyone that moves away from Chelsea plays well. When they come back, they don't get game time or they don't play well. I don't know what is going on, Max and Ryan and Hams. I don't know, guys. I don't know what is going on with this Chelsea team. Anyone that it's like the pressure is too much.
It took 2 days. Modric looked good in his cameo against Liverpool, and then after that he's gone downhill. Same as what's his name, João Felix. You know,
the confidence is not there. We need Max. I'm going to push you to the wall. Do you know what the kind of a psychological degree that Graham Potter have that is not psyching these players?
He's got what is it in people? His degrees in people psychology or something like that. So I don't know. I don't.
So it's not a degree in psyching players to play football, but just people, like people walking around the street. Is that one?
He has a degree. He has a degree in not scoring and losing. Yeah, he has the degree in as well.
People psychology.
Yeah, I got a theory on his interview though with Todd Bowley. I think he said that he can get us into the championship, and Todd Bowley thought he made a Champions League, not the Champions. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think this is with all said and done. This is where we're gonna bring this stream to an end. Thank you very much, Max. I really appreciate it, and you've given me that video. I'm trying to get Hams. Next time I need to get you on screen, probably Ryan also, so I can make my new intro. And I'm very happy to have Max in my intro. I'm gonna keep that for a long time. Yeah, we got a lot of projects coming up to do. So thank you very much, Max, and then thank you very much, Ryan and Hams and everyone.
You're welcome.
You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys again. Leo Desperandos, like I always say, hang on to hope, but there's no hope with Chelsea. No hope.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. What's going on here? Phantom of Many Topics said the only one who wants Potter to stay is Stav. Stav of Cyprus. Stav is not here at this moment. Let's get him out. Stav is not here.
I got a message to Stav. I got a message. Next time you come over here, I wonder what else you're gonna say about Potter. What else you're gonna say to defend him, because we cannot take this anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not taking that. We're not taking anything. We're not taking it. It's only Stav that want Potter to stay. He can keep his Potter and then keep going down and down the drain. All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys again. Bye.
Bye.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.